We have returned through against all odds. Survival of the party occurred, and everyone's now breathing heavily and heavily wounded, but have made it through. Last we left off, and anybody who missed it wants to go check it out on the YouTube channel. It's over there. There's a whole playlist. But the crew ran up to the Dracovum, fought the Fartificer, known as Maleo, as well as Iguan, the tiefling pirate captain. We're able to take down Iguan and Maleo at the bottom of the mountain after a good use of Featherfall got everyone down safely. Made a deal with the remainder of the crew after Maleo fell and everyone else was near fall, as a way for them to just take the coin they're owed and walk away, and then you all were left with everything else. You all split up the loot and have some cool gear you're holding on to, but are currently just breathing heavy in the forest, seeing a nice, safe, neat road in front of you that takes a little longer than going through the hills, but is a nice, just safe, calm journey back to town, with a bunch of coin in your pocket, some fancy armor, and other random bits and bobs from the people you've taken down. And everyone is deciding what to do in your moment of covered in blood and other people's guts. Mostly other people's guts.
How true?
Mostly.
Alright, so real quick, I'm just going to do a round of prestidigitation, and we're going to get rid of blood and guts and blood.
Yeah.
Just real quick, we're going to pretty everybody up.
Takes a few minutes, but you get everybody presentable.
Okay. Who needs a nap?
I would like a nap.
I feel like we all need naps. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
very much so.
And when I say nap, I mean like a full long rest.
That's even better.
Cool. Great. So do we want to just like set up camp and then
Absolutely.
bed down for the night?
Yeah. You'll pull out the gear. You have some extra camping gear from the people you slaughtered at the bottom of the mountain. Doing so, proving yourselves to the draconic spirits in the area and the dragonelles that took the dragon eggs back up to the Dracovum for you, after said proving has happened. You can see Aoife kind of spaced out, a little tranced by the battle and the newfound input of a near extraplanar, near dragon god entity of some kind. Still processing. But you all set up shifts to keep an eye out and have an uneventful long rest. And you all arise the next morning, fully healed, half your hit dice back, spells, abilities recharged, looking
Wonderful.
at what would be the middle of the night as you all come out of the long rest, past midnight, but no longer extraordinarily exhausted, just sort of wading through the darkness of the night at this point.
Okay, cool. So when we left off, you said that the pilgrim's like amulet, like his sigil, was missing.
Yes.
All right, cool. I cast locate object.
Ah, nice. It is not in the area.
Well, that's some bullshit. We're gonna have to deal with that later.
What's-
That feels like that's gonna be a thing.
What's
I
the
disagree.
radius? What's the radius on the locate object?
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. Yep. Nothing in range that meets that description.
Okay.
Wow.
Hold on. That.
Well, I doubt it could have just vanished.
No, which is way worse when you think about it, really.
You think someone took it?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And if somebody took it, then that's gonna be a thing that I gotta deal with at some point, because that feels real gross, just like morally speaking.
Well, you shall
And
deal with it with me. I will help.
okay, cool. Um,
I don't know if that does anything, but I will try.
I mean, it's not within 1,000 feet of here, and if somebody took it, then they are long gone. I was really hoping that it just like the cord had snapped or something at some point in time. You know, like when they cut his throat, maybe just like it snapped and it's over there in the dirt.
No
But
such
That would have
luck.
been that would have been more preferred.
why? Why isn't there that type of luck? All right, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to, or I'm gonna need to find that and bring that back here at some point. That's gonna be a thing. Normally that might be okay, but I'm pretty sure I'm already in a little bit of trouble right now. So let's go ahead and play this one safe.
Well, I mean, with the gods watching everyone, I doubt they could have watched you and all your wrongdoing. What if they were watching others, and then you're fine?
It, if we were talking about a single isolated incident, then I would agree with you. We're not. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay.
All right.
Because Nyla is sitting here trying to wrestle through the fact that she definitely has powers from a being that is not her god. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that has to be pretty conflicting.
Yeah, and like if it was a one-time deal, then yeah, sure, maybe he's just not looking and it's fine. He won't notice. However, it's not. This
Last
is an
I
ongoing issue.
Last I checked, all seeing and all knowing means everything. So
Yeah, but are the gods in this world all seeing and all knowing?
Well, I'm sure even gods have to sneeze at some point.
the only thing that stops him, not because he needs to focus on something and help his own, it just sneezes like, ah, shoot, there goes a year, I don't know what happened.
No, the camera definitely pans away to the prime deities doing lines in a toilet, and like then one of them. One of them, oh shit! And then it's like, oh geez, there's a whole other world now we got to deal with, and
See, they don't mention about the founding. Is
Yeah.
it actually?
it's actually the primordials were just doing coke in the bathroom and
They're just
accidentally,
massive
oops,
men.
now there's people. Oh no, what do we do about this? Be like, "Arr."
Whoa, dude, we just made like a whole nother planet, bro.
Paylor rolls up just like the dad, just be like, all right, come on, you give him some coffee. You're gonna.
That's what caused the schism.
The schism.
The prime deities are like, hey.
The prime deities were like, it's time to go home.
The betrayer gods are just like, no.
So time to party. Yeah. Nope, no such luck. Anyhow.
Lore.
Yup. I need a perception check from everybody.
Ooh. First roll of the day.
I have a feeling.
And that comes for me with, I forget, I haven't looked. +5.
Ooh. Is it
So
not?
that's a 20. A dirty 20. Very filthy 20.
Alrighty. So with +5, 20. Oh, and a 17 from Nyla. Ashy, did I miss yours?
5.
A 5 total.
I still need to bring my character sheet.
Ashy, just like cleaning the new rifle, making sure that it's gonna stay maintained well. trying to think of different ways to maybe make use of it in a fight. Totally oblivious to what everyone else is noticing. You all hear the unmistakable kind of clip clop of hooves against the gravel road that leads away from you, but heading in your direction. Sounds like 4 horses coming towards. It's not a sneaking thing. This is just some people that happen to be traveling through the night, making their way through the forest to the base of the mountain. A campfire you all have lit is kind of illuminating the immediate area. And you see a hooded figure kind of come around the bend. Black robe. Looks like not armor, but like kind of patchworked traveling gear that's meant to be sort of protective. Although you don't see like plates or of metal or studs and leather and all that. And then kind of notices and like a head kind of tilts, doesn't slow down a lot. They weren't like hustling through the forest anyways. And then 3 more sets of horses that you immediately notice are bleached white skeletons with skeleton archers mounted on them, following the figure. And they kind of slow down the approach to not like rush you or anything. Get to the kind of the edge of the light so that they can be seen and kind of pull the hood back, and there's a clean shaved head human with a long beard kind of trimmed to a bit of a point, and just kind of looks over the group. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Would you mind if I shared your fire? I'm heading to the Dracovum in the morning. Wouldn't mind some warmth before heading up?
I wouldn't mind sharing it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well met. Dismounts the skeleton archers. All stay put. Kind of just like not moving completely independently, but you see them kind of motion one way and the other, and they start like 2 of them peel off to like go do a perimeter, and they seem to be like just patrolling through the forest and coming in and out. I hope my companions don't put you off.
No, not at all. Why would that be a thing?
They look lovely.
If they had any attention, it would be see-through.
They had any what?
I said if they had any intention, it would definitely be see-through.
Indeed.
It's terrible.
There's I don't usually keep the company of rogues because it's hard for them to find a good place to hide behind my other companions. And pardon me, I'm Adriel.
Pleasure is all mine. I am Twang.
Very good. Kind of looks at the blood stains and possible bodies still in the general area.
Ignore those. I am usually friendly.
Quite.
Flash in the pan. I promise.
They started it.
They did.
Fair enough. Do you have any intentions for their remains? I'm always looking for more compatriots.
Just don't dig up the one I buried. He was a friend. The other ones, yeah, go ahead.
Acceptable boundaries? Perfectly fine with me.
Is Improv Mark one of the corpses around?
Improv Mark's gotta be one of the corpses around, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Improv Mark. Being doomed to be a thrall of a necromancer.
Hey, if going from like pirate underling to necromancer zombie follower isn't yes-anding your NPC life, I don't know what is.
Oh my god, you're right. Never mind. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. In fact, Nyla just sort of points over to where Mark is. That's Mark. I don't know if you name them.
Not usually. is Mark of import to be left alone as well, or?
No, it's fine. Just
Mark was a
big
very,
into improv.
very unique individual.
In my experience, all individuals are unique until they're not.
I would imagine being dead is a lot less unique yet.
Very much the same at that point.
So what brings you here? I am curious.
The Dracovum, I assume you all have already made your visit, unless I didn't see you on the road anyways, if you had just arrived.
Well, we have been, yes.
Well, very good.
We have done our deed, and we are actually, soon to be on our way.
I seek material components that I require. I don't have a huge religious connection with the gods that focus their meaning and message through the site. However, as I've been informed, the pieces that fall to the mountain are fair to search and collect. There are kind of gestures and motions to himself, and one of the skeleton archers on the skeleton horses clops forward. Skeleton dismounts and walks over, kind of like leans down next to him. Just almost like cradles the skull to like angle it towards you, so that and kind of tries to catch the glint of the fire, and you can see like a red like shine in one of the eye sockets. It was a garnet of good enough quality can serve as a focus to maintain the animation, and then makes a motion, and it remounts and goes back to patrolling around.
Well, friend, I respect your desire to form a little army, it seems.
No, I find, not present company excluded, I'm sure, but I find many who would accompany a necromancer to be the type of people I would rather not be in the company of, if that makes sense. There are many who look upon my practice and profession as a means to overthrow whole societies or to acquire undue power for an individual, and that's not something I'm interested in. But protection as I travel, I am interested in. So,
Well, of course.
yes.
I think necromancers get a bad rap.
Oh no, most are
And it's
terrible
quite
people.
unfortunate.
It's a well-deserved, the generally well-deserved stereotype, but I don't
Well, I
adhere
am
to it
glad to
personally.
see that you are quite nice.
Oh no, I'm also not the best person, but I'm fine.
You haven't killed us. That's a markup from the rest.
I have no intention to.
Hey, nobody ever actually killed us, alright? They just one got very close twice.
Okay, listen. Attempt to murder is still a crime. So I mean, if they had their way, we would be dead right now.
A fair point. I just quick question. So, it seems your general view on people who have an affinity towards the necromantic arts, as well as those who practice it, is less than charitable. So, why?
Well, if one has a talent and pursues it, there's the culture that surrounds the usual use of that talent is not completely immaterial, but can be mostly shrugged off as other people's business and not my own. So I don't know if that makes the most sense, but if someone enjoys the city but is an incredible gardener, they don't just, ban one side of themselves. They may find a place in the city that has a garden, and so they can have both. So
I respect that kind of persistence.
this is simply my garden, but I enjoy the city.
Your Garden of Corpses. Yeah, no, totally. Normally we call that a cemetery, but I gotcha.
I prefer the skeletal ones. They're harder to track. So
Fair enough. Twang will turn to Nyla and kind of just like shrug. He doesn't really know how to continue this conversation. He's run out of dialogue.
dialogue tree exhausted.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you've been watching EXU Calamity, but the first episode is like, I have a set standard, I have a set number of phrases. If you are hearing this, it means you have exhausted all of my possible dialogue options. Please try again. His bag. Alright, so that's a dirty 20 on the insight check on this dude. What is this guy's fucking deal?
A dirty 20. You would glean that seems rather forthright, and it's been very forthright in his like views of the world and existence, and it seems he came up to your fire, and so he's been pretty forthright with his intentions and his next steps, and he doesn't see anything wrong with what he does. And yeah, you don't really sense any like hidden motive or anything. He's up here to collect material components for a spell that he likes to use, and it's a good place for it. And he knows the rules about not violating, the more like holy site that is beyond the peak of the mountain. And it seems to have no intention of doing so. It's just a traveler who got here in the night and is kind of here around a bunch of adventurer strangers who clearly did violence recently, and so it's one of those like, well, these people can't be too off put by what I do. They just made a bunch of corpses.
They made a bunch of corpses.
Yeah.
I'm just going to repurpose them.
Use, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
We did the front half of his job for him.
Yeah. It's like
We are zero waste adventurers.
like he walked in like, this is people who drink a lot of soda, and I'm here to collect the cans. So if they're judging me, like, that says more than anything else.
Yeah.
It was really more of just the whole. I severely dislike the whole culture surrounding this thing. However, I am fully engaging in this toxic culture
Right.
that I
Well,
have
like,
just labeled. And it's like, okay.
it's like when you meet a hunter who just really likes organic meat and likes wild game that has gone out, and so they are doing it purely as a harvesting a all natural meat source for them and their family, versus like a hunter that's like gone out and be like, I get to kill something today, and you're like, okay, it's one of those like, I like this hobby, I don't like most of the other people that like this hobby.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I finally found the
my God, it's
metaphor
like
that
forcing me
explains
off
this
of
guy.
I just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
Is Iguan still with us? Like, tied up?
Oh shit, he is.
Yeah, I'm just like, is he just like in a tent
We
or
haven't
still
killed
like
him
tied
yet,
up
I
next
don't
to
think.
You all never killed him. After an
Yeah, so I'm
hour.
wondering if he's just kind of just tied up next to the rock
he's
and the
also
necromancer's
had a
kind of
long
like,
rest.
This is where I have to pull up his card with the skills now.
just wondering if the necromancer's like, so who's your friend?
What's everybody's
Talk
passive?
to him, it's a thing.
What's everybody's passive perception?
15 if we're
Nice.
talking path.
It's a great question. I don't know. 16.
Nice. Ashy, yours has got to be 9. Since you have a -1 on perception checks.
Yes.
Yeah, Nyla and Twang, as you all are having this conversation, you see Ashy kind of just looking up and seeing skeletons and being slightly confused. Wasn't super paying attention most of the conversation, it seems like. But you catch the gleam of the kind of the shiny part of the horns as you do spot Igwan kind of quietly making his way down the rocks and like away from you guys.
Should we go get him?
In fact, that's probably a really good idea. Hold on, let me see something real quick.
I mean, do you want to? Is this like a good cop, bad cop thing? What are we doing?
What's going on?
Well, no, I was just gonna cast Hold Person on him.
Yeah.
That would work. I was going to break his knee.
What
Two-
is going on?
Two different approaches. Yeah, there's this conversation now. She's just confused.
I was cleaning my gun for a second, and now there's bone people.
Oh. So yeah, it's fine, and just as Nyla just sort of like leans over to Ashi to explain the thing, she looks over, sees Igwan, and is like, "Oh, no, Hold Person."
Nice.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. That is an 8.
No.
Is paralyzed. Wizard kind of like looks over and goes, I see there's probably some history here. Turns back to Ashibits. They're known as boners.
Her reaction is my reaction.
I quit. I quit. I already have barely any of this chair because my cat's directly behind me.
Twang
And
will
like
just-
slowly pushed me out.
Twang will just stare. But, like, he is amused, to be fair. Maybe the mask doesn't show it,
Right.
but he is amused.
Adriel pulls out what looks like a small, like, on the road, like, tea making set. And he's like, is this someone you're going to be killing or capturing? Or, like, starts to pour some water into it and gets it boiling.
Actually, what are we doing with him?
Well, no, I think first. Well, Ashi, you're the one who really has the history here. So it's fully up to you, but he's absolutely not allowed to run away. Frank, would you be willing to go get him? He's paralyzed for a bit.
Does it?
Yes.
I'm guessing a 10 doesn't succeed on the subsequent save.
No, it doesn't.
Do I even need to make a strength save since he's still, like, paralyzed?
He auto fails as long as he's paralyzed, yeah.
So I could just, like, walk over and just pick him up?
I mean, you definitely could. You've go make your athletics check, but it's gonna succeed.
Yeah, I have a 10 strength, so I'm not gonna go get
Right,
him.
yeah.
For the fun of it, I will still do the roll. And this would come with a +6 due to proficiency in advance. I rolled a 13.
Nice. With a +6. Yeah, for sure.
Well, no, it is a 7. I just put the +6 already. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, plenty. He can't resist because he's paralyzed. You pick him up, get him, you basically just get him back to the kind of campsite area. Gets a 6 on subsequent save. You kind of just set him as a fully, like, paralyzed, like, tiefling man around the fire. Still paralyzed. Now right next to everybody.
Now you see.
Tyler just sort of looks at him and is like, "You shot me. More than once." That was a bad idea.
Yeah, I tend to not like people that shoot my friends. I don't have many of those. I cherish the ones I have, and you tried to kill them.
Well, actually, this is your choice on what's happening here.
I recommend we keep him alive for questioning.
I like that idea. As murderous as I was before, that was a blind fit of rage, and I wasn't thinking, and now my brain is functioning again, and yes, that might be the right.
Was the fact that you missed a slap, it was definitely blind.
do you wish to experience the back of my hand?
Will you be able to reach me? As she stands up.
Mm.
Okay, fine, you win.
Alright, sits back down.
I will hit your knees.
You should never
when you aren't
threaten
looking.
to strike a lady with no purpose. The Iguan comes out of his paralysis, finally getting a nat 20. I appreciate being kept alive. As it seems I have misjudged your impulsive nature to be one that has more reasonability. Props himself up, sits down on one of the logs around the fire.
Depends how bored I am.
Fair enough. Guess I'm on borrowed time.
I mean, very much so. We have a new friend here who would be more than happy to ensure employment for you in the afterlife.
I see.
Are like those? Are the skeletons still around, or are
Doing their
they
patrols.
like?
You see one. There's
Are they-
always one in in sight and kind of trots by slowly, and then as it enters the forest, another one's coming out of the forest.
Gotcha.
So there's always one that's kind of in the immediate area. Well, I don't much like the situation I am in. However, if it would, I would like to remain untied. That's my only request. I prefer my ability to reach out and poke the fire and move my feet through the gravel, whatever it may be. You have all of my equipment. I would be forced to catch rabbits barehanded to try to survive through the many days' journey back to town, so I am at your mercy.
Twang will draw his short sword and like cut the rope.
Oh, he's not
Why
tied
not?
up anymore.
No, he's not tied up. He got untied. That's why we had to do like the
There
whole
was
person
no
shit.
rope.
He rolled high
Yeah.
he rolled high to get out of the ropes. He rolled very low on the stealth check to sneak away. Guy's got a plus 10 and couldn't beat your guys' passive perceptions.
Dang, that must have been a low roll.
He beat mine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because yours was also a low roll. I would like it if we could be friends, or at least on mutual terms. There was a lot of undue stress today, and I am sure that neither party intended for things to end the way they did.
I am
Am I right?
first and foremost, especially with the loss of my ship, an employee. I am meant to be hired and taken along for other people's end goals. I am meant to gather enough coin, though that is no longer so, until I have a ship again, and I can make my own decisions. That is the ultimate end.
I can respect that. Now, the only problem is, like, why did you... They were so mean to us.
We are
I
not,
can't look past...
Very mean.
unless I am forgetting something, we are not friends. I have no loyalty to you, especially as I am not in your employ.
Well, yes, absolutely, but... Maybe I'm just holding a grudge. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you have absolutely no loyalty to us at all whatsoever. It would be a good idea to try to become our friends very, very, very quickly, because we definitely don't kill our friends.
Well then, please consider me your friend for the foreseeable future.
I like that idea. I mean, I must admit, you are quite skillful in what you do.
I am quite talented at a few things.
I see.
Yep, can confirm.
Can I just
Am I
like?
forgetting
I'm
some
still mad about being shot.
encounter?
I'm not going to not be mad about being shot.
Oh,
It
you
was-
mean about being nearly dead? Yes, that is one of my skills.
I
For a
mean, as
moment,
long as the barrel is pointed the other way,
I have no barrel to point.
I'm fine with that. Well, yes, obviously now,
It doesn't.
but
We took it, and he's not getting it back.
in the future, when you have a new one, don't point it at us, and then we're fine.
That is fair. You get a. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be any of you. The person to roll would be them. You're all watching, and you see the mage who has walked up with the skeletons disappear and appear 30 feet away at the edge of the forest, lets out a loud whistle, and the skeleton horses rush into the clearing, and the skeletons draw arrows and are aiming them in vaguely all of your directions. You'll make an insight check if you like.
Uh-oh. Insight +5 because proficiency Gober.
23.
Okay then.
14.
A +5 does not fix a 3.
8's still not as bad as 3.
Better than 3, but
yeah.
not 23.
True. Vic's not 100% sure, or Ashley's not 100% sure what's going on, but you don't feel directly threatened. Twang, you're extremely lost. You're not sure exactly what's happening at all. Nyla, you can tell just based on the angles. You take a quick glance around and you see they're all firmly trained on Iguan. Iguan kind of looks at everyone else around the fire. It's like, find companions to meet while I'm recovering on the mountainside. Wizard kind of calls out like, I'd like my knife back.
Wait, took his knife?
Hand it over.
Well, mon cher, you see, it's a tool I require for my profession.
Okay. You see, this is my don't care face. It means I do not care. Hand over the knife.
I am going to approach this from the direction of, since we said we are friends, while I would stick up for you in the event you are my friend, that is a lot of archers, and I cannot take that many arrows. 1 or 2 maybe on a good day. That's a lot more than that.
Says, oh, very well. Moving along then. He goes to cast a spell.
Playing won't stop him.
Is anybody going to try to stop him? Otherwise, he's casting a spell.
I trust him.
Can I see what kind?
Make an
can we
Arcana
do
check.
an Oh no.
That's 18. I don't know why there was
17.
There's a oh no there. That's a 18 and a 17. It's invisibility. It's pretty recognizable. He's trying to cast invisibility.
Sorry, the mage is casting
No,
invisibility or Iguan is?
Iguan is casting invisibility.
Damn it. Old person.
Okay, so we're gonna have to roll initiative. Let's see who does their thing first. So,
Okay, fine.
if
I
you're
feel like the rogue is probably going to win.
it's possible. Dice decide though.
Well, I have a -1.
I'm definitely not going first.
So initiative of 14. He rolled an
I don't
11 plus 4 to 15. So
Fuck!
just before
I
your
roll?
spell can go off, and I believe hold person is a person you can see.
There's a person I can see.
Yeah.
I very
Uh,
heavily doubt Twang can just like latch on to him before he goes invisible.
Well, if Twang was planning to do something, he'd be in on the initiative roll. But I think Twang was. You were saying Twang was just
I trusted him. Yes.
trusted him. Yeah. He disappears. Nyla, you go to cast a spell, but you just see some bushes, roughly 20 feet away, rattle as something runs through them. But it appears he turned invisible. Rogue stuff moved and dashed like into the forest to a location you're not sure of, and he is currently invisible.
Well, he's probably gonna end up dead then.
This may be a unagreeable statement, but I mean, we are on at least decent terms with him. We could just let him go. I doubt we would get him anyway.
Oh no, we're not gonna be able to get him. I have a sneaking suspicion that the necromancer and the skeletons.
He has got the necromancer has ridden up a little closer. It's like, I enjoyed that dagger. It had a nice bone hilt.
Well, that's leaning too hard into his shtick, but okay.
It wasn't
I-
like a
I am
literal
sorry.
bone. It was carved. It's like
I am
I don't call it
sorry, sir.
ivory because it's not of a particular species. It was just bone. But it had nice banding to it, and everything was nicely tightened on there. How worried do I need to be about a rogue that turned invisible and is now hiding in the forest with a dagger?
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Fair. Well, the only...
He's not looking for you. He's just trying to get back to his ship.
I thought he mentioned his ship being destroyed.
He's just
Well-
stubborn at not being captured. Which, valid when you think about it.
Very
It is my
well.
understanding there was a secondary ship where other members of the crew were.
You would all remember the rest of the crew is at the airship being constructed, awaiting the
Gotcha.
pieces to be brought back from the Dracovum to power it, which you all were able to stop from happening.
Yeah.
So there is currently a half a pirate crew waiting for something that's not going to show up. At a ship that won't be seaworthy because it's going to be meant to be going in the air.
Gotcha.
Should be funny actually when he gets back. Wizard's like, well, you start to see the dawn light kind of coming up over the horizon. I mean, like, should be. I'm not too worried about my horses breaking a leg on the road in a pothole because,
That's a mending cantrip.
yeah, just gestures at the. It's like they're objects now, so they can be repaired quite easily. Well, good luck to you on avoiding the stabbing of your friend. Have a safe journey back to town.
You as well.
Wait. Before you go. Can Twang just go over? And can I give him 5 gold to replace the dagger? I know the daggers are only 2, but his was special, so... I want to do a good act. Considering last session I just commit heinous acts against...
Yeah.
Trying to
Maybe
spend
a
5 gold to
redemption.
restore karma.
Yes, I will hand him... I've subtracted it. I am down to 25 rather than 30. I hand him the 5 gold.
Thank you.
Get yourself a new dagger. I'm sorry. While I am not responsible for him, it's just... We've all had bad days. So, there.
Takes it, puts it in a side pouch. Speaking of which, if you're heading back to the Jewel of Dracovum, you should look up Kathir's Crafts. It's specializes in magical items. A dagger I designed he enchanted and has it for sale down there. So if you're looking for some magical items, pop in if you have a few hundred gold that you're looking to part with.
I do appreciate that. Thank you.
I am feeling better about the climb with the light coming in, so I'll bid you farewell.
Farewell, friend.
Farewell. Strange people I met in the night.
Yes.
Strange. I am strange. I am delightful.
No, we are strange. In a good way. We are strange in the best way possible, but we are strange.
This is not making me feel better.
Look,
Twang will hug Nyla. There you go.
you watch as the one of the skeleton archers stays on the horseback, and the other two dismount to go up the path with this necromancer, apparently to go collect garnets and whatnot. And you all start along the path heading back towards town. My goodness.
I don't like how I heard a roll sound and then you go, my goodness. That is not a good combination.
No, it's just when there's a when there's a rogue that can cast invisibility and gets a hold of a dagger, they can do a lot.
As soon as they use the dagger, they're not invisible anymore.
Yeah, but that's all they need. They just need the one time to use it.
On one person that everybody else sees.
Yeah, this is true. But no, you all move along, keeping a close eye out for anything that could happen. Knowing invisibility only lasts an hour. That hour comes and goes, and you don't have any invisible attackers at you. It does appear that Iguan moved on from, trailing you all to do you harm. So, you all move along the 4 or 5 day journey, going on the road on your way back to the Jewel of Dracovum. I was semi-hoping Chris would pop in by now, but they must be still setting up or something, so... or on their way home, or whatever. So... you all, moving forward, get through a few nights of camping and catching food, finding food, and getting yourselves back into town. As you all get back to town, Aoife turns to everyone with a, so I'm gonna need to head over to... I have some things to check on. I'll have to meet up with you all later.
Farewell.
Kind of nods. But you all set up a meeting point to the town square at midday as you all kind of get in the morning. So, what would the three of you like to do?
There was that
I mean,
one
it's a
place-
shopping mission. How much money do we have? I don't remember. I wrote it down somewhere, but then I cleaned my apartment, so who knows where that information is.
Oh no.
Twang is holding 25 gold piece and 60 platinum piece.
We got... Okay.
60 platinum. Yeah, makes sense.
Alright, so...
60 platinum's a good chunk for doing stuff in the city.
I was gone for that session. Do
That's
they
true,
have?
yeah. But Twang did get his split, I believe.
Okay, so they have some too. I was about to say,
Yeah.
please don't tell me he's holding literally all of it.
Vix, does Ashley resummon her air spirit companion?
Yeah.
Same form and all that?
Yep.
Cuckoo? This little
When
mini...
she summons, she just kind of emotionlessly, like, just scratches its chin.
Mm. It's just a, there's not a coup or anything. The summoned spirit is of a, like a sea wyvern, like a slightly mangy miniature wyvern. It was just, like, looking for a lemon. Um, beats its wings and kind of takes its usual position, which is flying overhead to, various altitudes to keep an eye out for anything you would need to know. The swooping down of ship on the horizon hasn't come up often, but it's always there as an option.
I now have an image in my head. This tiny little wyvern just swoops in and takes someone's lemon.
Yeah.
Lemon!
Yes.
iPhone!
It's canon.
Cannon.
Yeah, I want that to be canon now. He just really likes lemons.
It needs lemons. Needs them. Doesn't. Not even a want. Doesn't like them
I mean,
probably.
fair enough, man.
But when it can get a lemon, it needs one.
Look, he's not gonna get scurvy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see that your cat is progressively taking dominion over your chair.
Yeah.
She is, and if she was less adorable, I would do something about it. But here's the thing: she is the sweetest and most beautiful girl in the entire world. So, as you can see, my hands are tied. Also, she's gonna have to deal with a sister next week. So we're gonna let her do what she wants.
Nice. So you all have the town before you. I believe the only one who has a hostile connection with any elements in the city is Eva. So the rest of you are free to wander about without harassment or anything. What kind of place would you like to look at?
What was that place the necromancer fella mentioned?
The craft store.
Kathir's Crafts.
The craft
Boing
store.
Would like to head there.
We're going to the craft store.
Oh, hell yeah, we're going to the craft store.
Yeah, it doesn't take a ton of asking around to pinpoint its location. Kind of in the west part of the city, relatively near the waterfront. You do find a large stone building that has Kathir's Crafts, and it does read from the outside like a craft store. There are kind of vine-wrapped decorative wreaths that are, like, on display outside that are marked for, bidlents of silver and appropriate amounts of gold for, various accoutrements one could acquire for your house. And then you do walk in.
We stare at the sign, like, it just, is it faded, like, underneath just the word Michaels real big?
The kind of sun-bleached negative space makes Michaels. It'd be a fine image to have in your mind, but no. You do walk in, and there's a fairly commanding half-elf figure. I would almost say at the helm, but that is kind of the imagery you could evoke of this large half-elf man, rather brawny for a half-elf, and is talking to a few seem like shop helpers that he's got a good foot on height-wise, and kind of dismisses them as you all enter. Welcome, Kathir's Crafts at your service. What could we interest you in?
Hi, we heard there was cool magic shit here.
Indeed. What sort of budget are you working under? In the thousands of gold or in the hundreds of gold?
We're vibing in the hundreds of gold right now.
Perfectly honorable and acceptable place to be. I was about to mention the dozens of gold section, but we'll maybe mention that later. Kind of. Now, you all have things such as, is Nyla just wearing that set of full plate?
Yeah.
Okay. It's if you're looking for some upgrades, enchanting services are available, depending on what sort of thing you're looking for. Guides you all over to an interesting section of the shop. It seems like one side has sort of more like common magic items that are set up as almost like trinkets to be picked up. There's a sort of a middle section that he's taking you all to that has more things kind of in your price range. I have a few oddity items and then some more standard fare for adventuring types. I have this this wand for war mages, one meant for assisting in spells that attack. It's a very fine piece. Be a 250 gold scenario if any of you operating in spells that target individuals specifically. I have a very interesting dagger here, and it kind of guides you over, and you kind of notice the dagger that the necromancer must have been talking about. I call it the assassin's stiletto. Thin blade, inlaid bone kind of in the handle. So this is just under 300 gold pieces. It is a magical dagger, assists in finding purchase and dealing some extra damage. And most importantly, when you slay someone with it, they are consumed by the shadows around them, leaving no trace of the victim.
Flying is
Fascinating, but I don't. That might be a one of y'all thing.
Fair enough. I'm currently having something cleaned that just came in. It is a holy relic symbol for the god Bahamut, made out of pure platinum. It assists in the casting abilities of those who work in the divine magics.
Hey, Nyla, wasn't that your whole thing?
I was gonna say someone's interest has been piqued.
I mean, it could not have possibly been presented to you any more conveniently than now.
Right, it like just came in?
Yeah, some rather haggard-looking individuals rushed in with a few things they didn't need, apparently, and were looking to sell them off quickly. One of them had blood on it. I assume they dried blood. It seems like it had been a few days old at least. They just got in yesterday, and so it's still it should be back from cleaning soon and available for purchase.
Yeah. So what kind of pricing are you looking at for on that? Just out of curiosity.
Make a deception check for me. Hide your eagerness.
Try not to seem eager, so he's like, "Oh, let me ramp it up the price."
No, this might be coming across incorrectly, and I apologize for that. Nyla's not so much eager; she is fucking furious right now.
Make
and this is like as far as she is concerned, this is the most polite way to continue this conversation until she can figure out where the fuck these guys are, and she is going to kill the fucker who did this.
More of a persuasion check then. Hold on a moment.
Ooh. Oh no. Y'all, this cat is snoring behind me right now. I need y'all to be aware of that. She is snoring.
There was a scream due to a spider existing.
Understandable.
Understandable.
Yeah, fair enough.
Flamethrower.
It's my bathroom.
Okay then.
Anyhow, there's a like a pause and goes, I'd say for the item and all of the information I know related to it, it seems you're looking for, it'd be a cool 300 gold pieces.
Okay. Gotcha. Just making a mental note on that one. Anybody else have anything we need to do? What other particular wares might you have for my compatriots?
I am quite curious.
We have several things. Gestures. I have a spell scroll for a spell known as the Tiny Hut. Allows for near impenetrable protection for an evening's rest. I have these gloves for missile snaring. Allow one to snatch projectiles right out of the air as they're fired at you. I have a ring that doesn't mutate you. It simply enhances your ability to swim while wearing it. I have a unique magical spear known as the Ratcaster. Don't know why the mage named it as that, but has insisted it remain named as such. Any foe slain by the weapon is instead polymorphed into a rat, to be permanently remained as such.
Wait, true polymorphed?
That is a very specific.
I believe it was meant to be enchanted as a weapon to cause this polymorphing on command, but I believe there was a mistake in the enchanting, and it only does so upon slaying a blow that would otherwise slay an individual. Instead, polymorphs them into a
true
rat.
polymorph.
Indeed.
So instead of killing them, you non-lethally turn them into a rat.
Yes.
If only we had that while Iguan was still around.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind hanging on to it for some time so I could find time to study the enchantment and possibly improve upon it. Obviously, that effect slightly tweaked to have a different target form would be incredibly useful. But I'm also a business, and so when something comes in, if I can make a profit on it heading out...
What's the lifespan on a rat, though? That's like, what, 3
Not very
years?
long.
I mean, oh my god.
Would it affect the age? Or would they still have, like, if, say, a human, they would live as long as a human, but it's a rat?
Like, find someone on their deathbed and spear them and have them live out another couple of years as a rat?
No, like, if hypothetically you were to stab an elf who normally would live another couple of centuries,
Would they live a few centuries?
and then
as
you
a...
turn them into a rat, do you just shorten their lifespan to like 2 more years?
I can't promise that I've researched all of those particular ends. They would require several participants willing to die for the sake of understanding the enchantment upon this spear. So
Yeah, no, sorry, this is opened up a fascinating philosophical question for us, I think.
I
Admittedly, it has.
encourage you to purchase the sphere and proceed to do all of your own experiments on the matter.
What if you kill a god? Would that mean you have a god rat?
One can only hope.
God rat.
If a god allowed you to kill it with something that humiliating, it did not deserve to be a god in the first place.
Moving along, there's a unique scroll. You can see a scroll on display. Part of the text is on it. You're used to seeing scrolls when you see them. They're finely written, arcane bits of parchment that have like a calculus problem written by someone studying like Elizabethan poetry in the calligraphy and form and function of its scrawlings. This looks a lot more like someone had some crayons and had a vague sense of how common is spelt, and scrolled down what still technically will work as a magical scroll. It's like, this is known as the Scroll of Rage. An arcanely inclined barbarian scrolled it, and to my surprise, is fully functional in enchanting someone with a barbarian's ability to rage for approximately a minute at a time, reducing the amount of damage you take and increasing your ability to deal out damage with large, heavy striking weapons.
And wait. Is it one use or?
All scrolls will disintegrate upon their use. Yes. It's 100 gold pieces. Well,
How does everyone like the idea of me getting really angry one time?
I mean,
I think it would be funny.
it would be fun.
Yeah.
if you're willing to throw 100 gold at something that's going to be humorous to you, please do so. This is the place for it.
Well, it would also be utility, obviously, in the event I needed that kind of anger, but, like, also it would be...
I
'Cause he's so small.
We also have a section, and kind of gestures over to one corner of the shop. It's like, one thing we use as simply a way to bring in adventurers, if I'm being completely honest. We have our enchanted limbs for limb replacements over here. If you join me over here, Duele is our craftswoman over here. And there's a nod from a female elf who is in the process of polishing a little sphere and making some little detail work with a small chisel. The eye, which will be enchanted. Whoop. Move over to my thing. Whoa. Oh man, I hope
Someone
this...
approaches.
I thought this was set. Well, my goodness, that's bad.
I'm now Nyla.
We need this. We need the camera to start so that everyone ends up in a good position. But there is a collection of
Sorry.
base form limbs and eyes and even some like earrings that like hook around the whole ear. And if you ever have yourself or another adventurer who has become deafened or blinded or lost a limb, we can craft a replacement for about 50 gold pieces. Pretty cheap as far as adventurers are concerned, but one that'll get you in the door, get you out the door, ready to continue your adventure. And the final thing that I keep in this area, although it's on the upper end of what you are looking for price-wise, I have it brings over to Nyla what is probably the best like suit of armor you've ever seen. For 1,000 gold pieces, I have here an adamantine half plate, reinforced with adamantine metals and enchanted to prevent any dire strike from finding true purchase on you, as well as just being an incredibly fine piece of armor.
Well then.
That would have been full like 2 weeks ago. Would have been amazing. Do you have a layaway policy?
I do not. I have some other oddities, things I'm not too sure about, but I'm willing to part with.
Here's the thing. So this is great. It really is. It's a little bit on the higher end of my budget. I've got some things to take into consideration. Honestly, what I think I need to like, because I just got this armor, and I'm really just sort of trying to tailor the ensemble to myself, really, and find how that best reflects me. What I need to set this off is a bag. Do you have anything like that?
Are you looking for an interdimensional space on a strap that you can store things in?
Well, yes.
I've been keeping an
But
eye out.
also pretty.
I've been keeping an eye out for such an item. Nothing has come through in a while. You can imagine in a town that sees a lot of adventurers come through, we see a few of them occasionally. We don't have many sold to us very often.
Noted.
I do have one final question.
Indeed.
Do you do enchantments with weaponry?
I do.
I am quite fond of my short sword. The dagger is appealing, do not get me wrong, but I like things that are big because I am small, and it helps me compensate for my anxiety of being 3 feet.
I do have a short sword in the oddities that I was looking to find a home for.
Ooh, please tell me.
Kind of pulls aside. There's a short sword. It looks incomplete to a degree. It's got a very fine, a fine edge to it, and some gold leafing on the hilt. But then there are the hilt you can see through. There are like 3 slots that look like a highly like geometric shape could fit into. So the hilt itself is a bit hollow. He goes, this blade was sold to us by a rather haggard gentleman a few days back. He called it his lucky sword, and from our investigations into it, it indeed does bestow... It is both a magical blade for the sake of overcoming damage resistances, but it also incurs a small bonus to anyone attuned to it on almost all of their exploits. Any skill they have, they'll have a small increase to. But from our studies, it appears to be incomplete. It is missing enhancements. The gentleman was unwilling to part with the information in regards to that, but we are intent on either keeping it for research and finding ways to complete the enchantment, or selling it on the upper end of what you would expect for a item of this enchantment, as it appears to be capable of enhancement.
How much are we talking?
I would normally sell something like this for around 200 gold, but given its increased potential, we are letting it go at 250 gold pieces.
So 25 platinum.
Platinum would be acceptable.
Wang will fork it over, sure.
25 platinum, hand it over.
I've done that. I now have 35 remaining.
You have the Lucky Blade. It is a magic short sword, and you get, while attuned to it, you have a +1 to all of your skill checks.
Ooh. And I would assume it is still a normal 1d6.
Yep, still a
Right.
short sword.
Fair enough. With a +1 to my ability check.
Switching scene slightly over to Aoife. Aoife, you've been a little tranced out with a sense in the back of your head of the desire to go to a small craft store back in town. You guys split off from the group and head over there, and you have this incredibly strong urge to just check the trash behind a glassware shop.
Okay. All right, then. I
Uh,
check the trash.
as you do, in the pile of, just random things, you do find a chunk of like a red glass bowl or vase or something. And as you look at it, you remember in the Thieves Guild Tavern, one of the things they keep in the back in a little display case as one of the like prime finds that they've gotten over the years is a large rough cut ruby. And as you look at this broken chunk of red glass bowl, it looks incredibly similar. You're looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, if you placed this there, it would be days, months before anybody looked at it close enough to see the tiny bubbles from when it was formed. The fact that it's glass and not a gemstone. There's a rough cut
Interesting.
ruby you could just swap this for.
Interesting.
You hear a little
I pocket.
you hear a little giggle in the back of your head as you pocket it.
Is it not my own giggle?
It's not your own giggle. Your own giggle
Oh, no.
almost muffles it, but you do hear a second giggle.
Oh no. Okay. Get that inner giggle, guys. I pocket that shard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to go check that thieves guild or reconvene with the rest of the group?
I am going to check that thieves guild.
Nice. As you do, the the first thing you notice, you pass by just on your way there. You you pass by Uled's shinies on the way, but
Chinese?
Uled's shinies.
Shinies.
Yeah, the gem
Oh.
store. The gem store with like the ex thief that also had jobs.
Okay, I was like, we got Chinese food?
No, not Chinese.
Okay.
Not Uled's Chinese.
Dang, that's
Uled's
not
We all
shinies.
heard that. No one heard shiny.
I should have drank more water today.
Okay.
So, you passing by that gem store that you were in, where you had heard Iguan pop in briefly before you all ended up meeting up later. The store is boarded up. It looks like a quick look by as you pass. It's been boarded up both from the outside and the inside. Someone has put up boards on the interior to make sure no one got in, and put up extra boards on the exterior to make sure nobody got in. You kind of keep going, and you get over to the Thieves Guild, the tavern that is the front for it. Make a perception check for me.
Where's my D20? Oh, there you go. This one. Perception. There's nothing. Got it. Awesome. Very cool. 7.
7. You fully walk in. There's the familiar chime at the door of the bell. That's over it. You're kind of looking down and checking that all your pockets are in the right spot. The usual check of your coin purse to make sure the flap is closed so nobody sneaks a coin away from you. And by the time you get over kind of towards the table and look up, you realize there's approximately 4 or 5 city guard, plus a full-blown knight that are in the shop, just having lunch.
Okay.
You don't recognize the person at the counter, who connects eyes with you as you are walked in. Just looking for a meal or an ale, or what you looking for?
I'll take an ale.
All right, fair enough. And if you recognize any staff that used to work here, wave them down. I have no idea where they kept their dried meats. As he fills your ale and hands it over.
How much?
2 silver.
All right. I will toss 5 silver.
Oh, thank you. Takes it, slides it into you hear it slide into a drawer. You just lean against the counter, or do you go get a table?
I keep leaning against the counter, and kind of gesture over to. Because is this building it's well known that it's the Thieves Guild in the town?
It's not difficult to find out it's the Thieves Guild.
Okay.
It's but any kind of official presence here is kind of unheard of.
Right. Okay.
Mostly
So,
because as a town, there's not usually an official presence. It's largely policed by the trade guilds, and any
Nice.
crime gets resolved by people being contracted out to go get you and bring you in. But,
I'll nod over towards and I was like, so what's their deal?
They've seized the location and brought me in to get the operations continuing until we find other people who used to work here so that they can help us with keeping things going. We have a 20 gold signing bonus for anyone who used to work here to help us get things organized. The former chief proprietor apparently was into some illegal dealings. We're still in the process of cataloging, the objects here. So,
I feign shock.
Give me a deception check.
Interesting.
This whole conversation's a deception check, but
Right. That should be fine. It should still be fine. 16.
Nice. It's like, yes, oh man, honestly, if anyone ever even did a summer here dealing drinks, it'd be so helpful. There's so many locked cabinets and even display cases we don't want to shatter or destroy. We want to just catalog the things inside.
Well, if I found the people who used to work here, would they be in trouble at all?
No, of course not. Anyone, it's one of those, if your boss was doing crime, it doesn't mean you did anything. It just means you were around.
Right. Okay. Helpful if I do see anyone around.
Yes, please. Send them in. You can see he looks confused around. He's like, this is a passive insight check shows this guy has no idea what he's doing. This is someone who they told, hey, you're running the tavern now, and he's like, sure. It's like, taps the keg, probably wrong, and starts like dealing things out.
Hey, listen, I'm free. It looks like you need a little bit of help. Would you like? Do you? I can help out.
I can give you 5 gold for the day, if you're free.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, thank goodness. Do you know how to cook
Need
at
the
all?
gold. What do you say?
Do you know how to cook at all?
Can I make a check for that? Do I know how to cook at all?
I don't think you have proficiency in cook's utensils.
I definitely wouldn't know.
But give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, what else do I know how to cook? Just general intelligence.
Yeah.
Where is for me? +2. I got a 17.
You have a pretty good understanding of like how cooking works, both in like cooking and baking, and it's like
Cooking works.
it's one of those like yeah, if you went back with some and saw regular kitchen raw materials, you could make like a flatbread and start roasting some meats and stuff. Like you could definitely do that.
Yeah, I've put some food on the fire before.
Kind of, you see him like grab your like half empty ale and like tops it off, and is like, please begin as soon as you'd like.
I head towards the kitchen area, I suppose.
Yeah. You even pass. It's sort of at the back of the kitchen area. There are a few display cases and locked shelves that you can see. There's a city guard like looking at, and kind of cataloging and like trying different keys that they've apparently found. Kind of looks over his shoulder at you as you like just get over and start throwing together some food. There, some on my tongue. Yeah, you start throwing together some flour and water and salt and other bits and bobs to start getting a flatbread grilling, and the same for some meats. And the guard's like, oh, thank goodness. All he had was leftover bread.
Oh god, stale bread is the worst, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not great. Oh my god. And he's like, you see he's got this like giant like ring of keys, and he's on like the 30th. And he's like,
How long have you been at that?
since this morning. They found this ring of keys in the office and said some of them must work for something, and I'm pretty deep into them and have not found anything that has a purpose yet.
Not a single one, huh?
Oh, that smells good. Sorry, I'm operating on half a loaf of stale bread and a beer, so not.
Oh, come on.
Morning.
I as soon as the first batch is ready, I'll serve him a little plate.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go sit down.
Yeah.
So the back, and as he goes through the door, it's like, she's making meats, lads, and I was like, hey, from the outside. You see an opportunity now.
Mhm.
You know, from having been involved here, that the cabinets, including the display cabinet with the gems and things that are nicer looking,
Mhm.
they don't have keys. You can only get through to them by a thieves' tools check.
Ooh,
That's the only way to get into them. They're specifically were made and then had their keys destroyed, so that only a worthwhile thief can get them. That's the whole reason.
that's
Yeah, it's the whole reason
terrifying.
they're there. Um, and
Okay.
you know that's what's going on.
All right. Is the kitchen closed off from sight?
Not really. I mean, you are not currently being observed as far as you know.
Okay.
But there is just like a swinging door that anybody could come through at any time.
Right. Okay. Um.
Not currently anyone there though.
Uh. Yeah, I will at least have started like the next batch and like during the time when I don't need to be watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Um. I'll go over and try to. I'll just try go ahead and
Yeah.
try to open a jar,
You
the thing with the ruby.
do a thieves tools check. Do you have expertise in thieves tools?
I should. I believe that I do. Let
You
me
have the
look.
option to take either 2 skills or a skill and thieves tools as your
Yeah, I
expertise.
think it was. I think I got. I think I remember going through this. Is sealing? Yeah, thieves tool right here.
Cool. So you got double your
Right.
proficiency plus your dexterity modifier, and then your roll.
All right. Roll my proficiency plus my dexterity roll fire and my roll. Okay, let's do pink. Why not? Pink won't fail me. Ooh. Okay. Plus my proficiency, so plus 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then my dexterity modifier. 22.
22 is just past what you needed. Uh,
Ooh.
unlocks. Now you're aware this is a clear display case, and this has had guards over it all day. They've
Right,
seen
right.
what's in there, but
Okay, yeah.
you do have a swap out for the ruby.
Let's do a swap.
Quick little pluck swap.
Yeah.
Right back, right in the same position. You know that once you close the case, it automatically locks itself.
Nice.
So it relocks as you close it. Um,
Heck yeah.
you. Oop. I have to do this. And. Oh, come on. There we are. Oh, wrong button. I gotta stop hitting that wrong button. I have to cycle through it all again.
Oh, I'm scared.
Yes. So yes, you pocket this this pretty nice ruby, and continue cooking.
Mhm.
A good beat and a half before the next guard kind of rotates to the back and goes, "I'm desperate. How long till the next round of meat?" And flatbread's really good too, by the way.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I got about 15 minutes on this left.
I'll be here to take it out once it's ready.
I give him a little wink.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay, persuasion. Oh, very cute. 13.
13. Uh, there's a vibe of a matchup kind of thing where it's just sort of a yeah, sure.
Funny.
There's a wink back and goes, just ask for Aaron. I'll take care of anything you need.
I'll keep that in mind.
This town guard kind of
Aaron.
swankily rolls around the corner as you've just done a major crime.
Meant to be.
It's Pride Month. Be gay, do crime. Yeah, eat the rich.
Eat the room.
Eat the rich.
All right.
So yeah, you go through your cooking montage and serve everybody. There's a moment where you can like pop out for break, In which case, you don't really work here.
Yeah.
You can totally just like, all right, I'm going out for break, and then just leave.
But what if I want my 5 gold?
You feel the ruby in your pocket and realize 5 gold is the least of your worries.
You have 60 platinum and a ruby in your pocket.
I'm not
but
gonna
you're
just
hang
ditch.
out and
I'm not
finish your
gonna.
shift.
Exactly. I just stole from them. I'm not gonna just leave, but I think when I decide that I'm going to break, I'm like, listen, I'm really tired, and actually I think I'm just gonna hit it.
It's like, oh,
So sorry,
you weren't expecting to work today. I understand. Every day you come back, I got another 5 gold for you. That's 150. It's 150 for the month if you work every day.
Whew. That's a pretty good deal there.
I'm desperate.
I'll think about it.
All right.
I will try to send people your way.
Much appreciated. Gives you the 5 gold, even though you only worked the first half of the day. You really saved his ass. So
yeah.
he's like, yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Good luck.
And you watch his guards do their best to work their way into this, into the locked cabinets of this meant to not be broken into thieves guild.
Nice.
And yeah, the plan was you all had heard about a magic item shop, called Kathir's Crafts. So you imagine
It's a craft store.
it's a craft store.
Nice.
It's an abandoned Michael's that's been turned into magic item shop. But yeah, you can make your way that way. Back to everybody else. Twang, you've picked up this strange magic short sword, giving you a little bump to literally everything.
Yeah, didn't I just get a +1 on all ability checks? You said.
Yeah, literally
That's awesome.
all ability checks. So
Hell yeah.
everything from initiative to stealth. Those are both dex things, but I mean everything from starting a fight to avoiding a fight. Ashy, are you interested in anything that got mentioned at the magic item store, or any enchantments you would like done?
2 things. One, I'm interested in the ring.
Ring of Swimming?
Yeah.
Cool. I was like, yep, 200 gold pieces, and it slips right on your finger.
I love shopping.
Which would be 20 platinum, of which you have 60.
Alright.
Anything else?
And the other thing is, I'm curious about the enchantments.
Indeed. What? Is there anything in particular you would like to accomplish through enchantment?
She kind of just takes out the musket.
Yeah, the big ass gun. Puts a big gun on the table. I see. I believe it would be. I don't have any craftsmen familiar with this type of device, so it would be easier for us to enchant the ammunition that it uses.
Fair. She takes the gun back and then just like this shows the ammunition.
Interesting. Kind of weighs out and sets aside 20 bullets. It was for 200 gold. We could enchant these to be magical in a increasing their attack and damage sense. Sets aside, shuffles over 10, and is like, for a similar price point of the 200 gold pieces, we could set these 10 to have a silence effect when fired, so as not to alert anything from your location. So 200 to make 10 silent shots, and 200 to make 20 +1 bullets.
Would it be possible to do 10 doing the silence and have the last 13 be the +1?
Sure. That's something we could do. Let's call that a. That'd be. We'll call it 330 gold pieces for the entirety.
Okay. So in platinum, that would be
33. 33 platinum.
okay.
33.
Territory.
I'm down to 7.
Nice.
I totally didn't pull out a calculator for a second.
So yeah,
That's
you get
fair
a ring of swimming, which you can Google. You get your 10 silent shots and 13 +1 shots. It's like those will take some time to enchant. So your ammunition will be ready in. He takes a look at it. It's like it'll take 4 days for us to get that enchanted for you.
All right.
You turn in 4 days. You're fully paid up. He writes a small contract and hands it over to you to ensure delivery. As that gets all negotiated, Nyla, you are kind of looking around to see what you might like, but you notice Aoife pop into the shop, looking for all of you.
Hey,
Huh.
had a productive day? It's been multiple
Much
hours.
so.
Yeah.
So productive. But where have you been? What?
I wiped some
Why
flour
do you
off
smell
my
like
face.
bacon? Why?
Bacon?
I'll just burn around here and there. Getting some into the old places.
Okay. Anyway, there's really cool magic shit in here.
Love magic shit.
I know, right?
Don't we all? I have this new sword. It doesn't look like it's done yet, though.
Hey, what you got in here?
Several
Do you
things.
feel it?
Do it again.
Yeah, go through it again. We've got things of relevance to you. There is a Wand of the War Mage, which is for spellcasters that target people with stuff. It has a Wenge. It is a Wenge wand inlaid with jade. So it has a black and gold grain wood with threads of green stone that have been inlaid into it. There's an Assassin's Stiletto, which is a +1 dagger that will consume your target by shadows if you kill them with it. There's also gloves of missile snaring that let you snatch arrows that fly at you. Really any projectile that flies at you, you could potentially grab and straight out of the air. Always funny to me if someone gets shot at with a cannon and happens to roll high enough that they reduce the damage to 0 and just straight up catch the cannonball. You know, what is that? Kung Fu Panda 3 style.
I was
That is
gonna
some
say Kung
advanced
Fu Panda. You're just like,
Yeah. There's a spear called the Rat Caster. That's a +1 spear, and when you kill someone with it, they turn into a rat.
There's a big philosophical debate to this one, though. It's a true polymorph.
Yeah.
They're just a rat forever.
The shop owner runs through it once and is like, I don't... No more. If you want it and want to experiment, you have to just buy it. But I don't want to hypothesize anymore about the ramifications of killing someone, but then they become a rat.
I thought wizards were intellectuals.
Not a wizard.
Fine, artificer, whatever, I don't care.
Interesting.
Looks at his
Interesting.
plain robes. He goes, yes, quite.
While holding this wand, you gain a bonus.
after that, she kind of responds with, "Don't worry, I was accused of being a druid." As she holds the gun.
He goes,
You stole that
The
gun,
audacity.
okay?
Finders keepers. And he didn't ask for it, so.
I mean, technically, yes, that is true.
You all watch a guard burst through the door, and run up kind of vaguely into your vicinity where you all are. Aoife, you feel a little nervous for half a second, but he runs directly past you to Kathir, and is like, "Do you have anything that could help reveal unseen people and foes in the shadows and things?" And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm helping these customers." He's like, "Damn it, man, now." He's like, no, I don't have anything of what you're looking for. He's looking for invisible and hidden foes. He's like, "Yes, anything that can reveal them, any kind of dust we could spread to reveal their location." He's like, "No, I have nothing of the sort." And he goes, "Alright, fine. Warn your customers to avoid the road to the Dracovum. There's some sort of someone is assassinating people on the road and stripping them of all of their goods. So just have everyone avoid that direction for the time being. We're setting out search parties." Very well, guard. I'll let people know. Kind of nods and like rushes away. Chris, while you were gone, the Iguan got free of his bindings.
I was gonna ask what happened to him. Okay.
He got free of his bindings, failed his stealth check, had hold person cast on him, was able to almost succeed in being succeeded in sleight of hand enough to take a dagger from a wizard the group met, but not enough to not be noticed doing so. Tensions were high, but a long rest had been had, so he had recharged his ability to cast invisibility on himself, and was able to turn invisible with a dagger and get away. Apparently then to assassinate the wizard's skeleton archers, to take their bow and arrows, and as a sharpshooter specialist, having a short bow and some arrows is all he needs to then start wreaking havoc on the countryside. So apparently he's been spending the last few days accumulating wealth again in a murderous way that he knows how.
Okay. I was about to ask the guard if that happened recently, but never mind.
Guard is rushing back out, apparently to go look for anything that can help them, because there's someone who can be completely unseen and a good distance away and just plug arrows into people.
That's something that he can do, yeah.
He likes a gun. He doesn't have to have a gun.
Yeah.
So he's off being a land pirate.
Landlubber.
Land lover.
Yeah, it's awesome.
As she puts it together and just is like, what a disgrace.
While that interaction is
also
happening.
a landlubber.
Yeah. A lubber of lands.
I don't love the land. I'm currently just tolerating it.
Right. Exactly.
While that interaction is happening,
Mhm.
just because like I got my hands on something I've stolen, so I'm like on riding on a high. Are there like small trinkets that aren't like, you know, like big magic items that
For sure.
look like I could just take it all. Just take it.
Just take it.
It's a magical Joanne's fabrics. There's tchotchkes all over the place.
Yeah.
Are
By
there?
any, by any chance does Twang see this intention?
Make an insight check.
Sure, let's see if
Make a
Twang
deception check.
consents. I immediately get to use my new ring, so I get a bonus. I got a +6 on this now. Give me one moment. 20. Oh, I got a nat 20 +6, 26. I know your every move.
Well, hold on.
Your every move is now my knowledge.
The natural 17. Oh no, that's only 24. Never mind.
Oh,
Like I
geez.
said, I got a +6. I beat you and I crit.
You get the sense, and through a masterful ability of Eva playing off the I'm just window shopping vibe, to the point that, yeah, shop staff have stopped observing her, and this is straight up like thief vibes shed away almost magically, but you see right through it. You can tell Eva's about to go like pocket some stuff.
Fuck wild.
Can Twang very quickly make his leave?
What can Twink?
Yeah.
Oh,
Twang
leave?
just pops out, just
Are
bounces.
you not gonna be a partner in crime?
I do appreciate the sword very much, but I do have to go. Unfortunately, it was fun. I will be outside. Goodbye.
Cute.
He'll just leave. He won't explain. He'll just leave. He doesn't want to be a part of that.
He's just dipping in case you get caught.
You're right.
In the event you get caught, he wants nothing to do with it.
Absolutely makes sense. That's cool.
Listen, he's not
Yep.
against you doing it. If you want to, he's completely like, if you pull it off, good for you. But he is totally prepping for the worst.
Right. Eva, you spot a few things. One is there's a open to grab as many as you like kind of dishes of things, even though they're rather expensive. But there's almost always someone observing them, but you're pretty good at finding moments to not be observed. You also have a magic telepathic hand that can be invisible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming finding a moment to cast a spell without being observed, bringing up the mage hand. There's a wooden bowl with what looks like little bobas and a little pile on it. And they come with like there's a series of like glass jars and like a scooping spoon essentially, and they're kind of marked off at 5 gold apiece.
Jesus.
Yeah. These are the daily nourishments.
Oh,
It
yeah.
appears to
Yeah,
be
you mentioned
a
those. In the
magical,
past.
yeah, a little magical boba thing to avoid having to carry rations or anything. You just pop one and you're good to go for the day. You find a 10 gold apiece section in a section labeled sneaky things. There are black cloaks. There are these black rounds of black silk rope, things that are very much like on brand for people who want to sneak around. But they're
The
largely
goth version of all the
there's
adventuring things.
goth versions of all the
The
adventuring
edgy,
gears.
the hot topic. Type.
Yeah. There's like
Black rope.
most climbing gear is meant to be like, adhered, put on you and then used for climbing practicalities.
Right.
A lot of these have been
Right,
painted
right.
black and set up so that you can slide them to the side, so you still have your use of your hands
Right,
for things
right.
other than climbing. But yeah, it's slightly modified with like 10% increase price on them to kind of cover the modifications. But yeah, you found the goth section. But one of the 10 gold apiece items you see are called smoke pellets. There's a little like almost like comic strip, like 3-panel thing that shows like you just take it, throw it on the ground, and it makes a little like one.
I take that.
They make like a 1 square of smoke. It's a little like smoke bomb, just to give you cover.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like yes, all of them, please.
Hey.
Make a sleight of hand check to grab one of those smoke pellets.
Okay.
While they are doing that, lovely DM.
Indeed.
But by Twang not being involved, in the event this goes wrong, is he held accountable?
Make a history check for your sense of
no.
smoke ball law.
In that event, I rolled a 19.
Ooh, 19 total or
A 19 total. Yeah.
gotcha. Twang, what'd you get for that history check? Oh, that was no, I'm on the right page.
Yeah, no, I
History.
didn't do that.
You're also a little
And that
better
is-
at history because of a
that is
sword
a-
on your hip, which makes all the sense. Magic.
Yeah. That is +2. That is a 15, 17.
17. You are fairly certain you'd have a reasonable conversation with any kind of guard that you weren't even there. Like, why would you be held accountable for what someone else did?
Okay, awesome.
You're not
At
even
least
present.
I get.
Yeah. You're pretty sure you'd be in the clear.
Unless.
Unless.
You can screw up as much as you'd like now.
That
speaking
kobold is a mage.
speaking of unless,
Oh god.
Eva, you have your mage hand invisible, go over and just snag one of those smoke balls, floats it right over to you. And then you make eye contact with one of the store clerks, who you see the trail end of their eyes have apparently saw a smoke bomb come up from the pile of smoke bombs and start floating in a direction, and they just like watch it till it gets to you. And as it like drops into your hand in a nonchalant position, they then eyes go up and make contact with yours, and their head's like,
I'll start token it. It's like, these are 10 gold, you said? You said, sorry, it says on the thing?
make a deception check.
That's cheeky.
I'm just lazy. I just wanted to be
Iris.
brought to me.
Oh my
I
god.
respect it. God damn, I have a +5 in Dex, and I'm not even the one finessing people.
I rolled a natural 20.
Come
For-
on. I love you.
For
I
a,
love you.
for
That was
a,
amazing.
for a total of.
For a total of 27.
Okay.
Ew.
They also
That's
rolled a natural
beautiful.
20.
Oh. That's good. That's funny.
And as a
this is
shop-
comical.
As a shop clerk, they have a pretty good bonus to insight, but not enough to meet up to the 27.
Oh my god.
So against all odds, literally all of the odds. Oh my. There's a please refrain from using any telekinetic magic to acquire items in the store.
Oh, sorry. That's
It's
my bad.
policy. It's we are typically watching where people are versus when things float to them. So,
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
yes, you can see how a nefarious person would use that to their advantage to get things for free. But yes,
I know my share of nefarious people, yeah.
but yes, 10 gold apiece. It's a localized smoke effect, similar to the fog cloud spell.
I still want it.
You still want that.
That
I have 5.
how much would the wand you mentioned the wand be?
Oh, the
Wasn't it
wand over
pointing at
there.
it?
The yes, that wand of the war mage, one of our very nice pieces. The wand of the war mage is set aside currently for 250 gold pieces.
Alright, alright. How rare would you say that is?
That's an uncommon magic item. The design itself I have not seen before, but the effect is
That's
an
very-
uncommon thing to come across.
And the gloves there?
Oh, those gloves of
Missile.
missile snaring, those are 300 gold pieces.
Ooh,
A bit more generally useful to adventurers than the wand.
right, right. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'll take these smoke bombs and the gloves here. And do you have any just harmless like cute knick-knack type things?
Sure. Kind of takes you over to like a kids section. There are many animated objects, but the objects are like carved like dinosaur toys.
Oh,
And
Oh.
there's a camel, an elephant, a lizard, and then there is a bird. The bird levitates. It like levitates, and then if you poke it, it'll drift for a little bit. And then you have to like go grab it and all that. And it was yes, these are all 15 gold piece. They're fun little items.
I'll take the bird.
Very good. Yeah, you have one levitating toy bird.
Those are 325.
Yeah. What was? Did I say 10 gold a piece? I thought on the smoke bombs.
It was 10 gold for the
Yeah.
oh, a piece for the smoke bombs. How many bombs were in each in the
There were
thing?
5 smoke bombs available.
Okay, I'll take all
that's
5, yeah.
50 gold
So
plus the gloves most steering 300, so 350 plus the 15 is 365.
all right. 365.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do 36 platinum
And then 5 gold.
and then 5 gold, yeah.
Yeah, covered your stuff.
So 24 left. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna need.
Nyla, one of the store clerks leans over to you and is like, "Are you looking for potions?"
I could be.
Oh my god, potions. We need potions.
Those
Yeah.
they don't like
Yeah.
me. They don't like me telling people because technically it's competition, and the boss is a little irritated that we got a little cut off from our supply. But it's a little potion shop around the corner. You're looking for a red building with a really big door.
Gotcha.
Kind of nods.
Sent me or not?
Tell him the unicorn sent you.
Noted. That's so fucking weird.
I was so composed until you started laughing.
Listen,
Take to one
just
person.
as a bisexual, just hearing the word unicorn in any casual setting.
Same.
I was like, I can hold this, and then I just hear. I was like, God damn it.
Also,
Because all I'm imagining is I want to say technically still brony. All I'm imagining is
No, the image that came to my mind
Oh.
was the masculine bisexual equivalent of the unicorn is like the donkey unicorns from
Nice.
Encanto.
I needed that. Thank you.
Yeah. Nobody's looking for him.
yeah.
Um.
That's not true, but okay.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah. So you all finalize your purchases essentially. And
Not quite.
not quite. No.
I need that item
Looks over.
Oh.
and the information about the guy who sold it to you.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's been like an hour and a half or so, and you all are waiting patiently, and the courier comes in, and you get waved over, and a pristine, cleaned, pure platinum image of the platinum dragon, clean and ready for purchase. 300 gold, and you hand over your 30 platinum or 300 gold, however you want to spruce it out. It's handed back to you. As you attune to it, it is a +1 for all of your spell DCs. The effect also gives you an additional use of your channel divinity once a day.
Pretty useful.
It is nice.
Nice.
As for the little extra gold on top that was given, there were 4 men that came in, rather road weary. They did not seem to be short on coin, but needed a little more to get through what they said was their ends and goals. So they traded over a few pieces of equipment that they had. It's a very no questions type business here, as many are in the city. And they all did leave, chat outside for a moment. They Recon, the one that offered you potions earlier, walks up and goes, Recon, you can read lips. What were they talking about outside the men yesterday that brought this by? Goes, yeah, they mentioned just stopping for a brief meal. What was it called? The whoop. I don't have that tab open.
Weird name for a tavern, but okay.
Yeah, I don't have that tab
probably
open.
My tab.
Oh, I saw the name of the tavern was a whoop.
Right.
Whoop. I like that
I don't
tavern.
have that tab open, but this one is.
The Topaz Fang is like, yeah, they mentioned going over to the Topaz Fang for a quick meal and then attempting to get out of town as quickly as possible. They said they didn't want to get followed by those fried chicken waivers. Something got in front of his face at that time. I wasn't sure exactly what they were saying.
Gotcha.
So they're apparently being tracked by someone. Kind of looks at the four of you, or the three of you plus Twang waiting outside. The apparently well aware that they would be hunted down. Were motivated to eat, get clean, and book passage to get out of the area.
Fair enough. How much did they get from you?
He goes, "Oh, well, I usually keep that rather close to the chest as far as that, but they 200 gold was the sell price for this item. Again, they weren't fully short on coin as they were looking at some of our more expensive magical items before they one of them was able to finish negotiation on the price for this item.
Fair enough.
Didn't they mention an end location they wanted to end up in? He goes, yes, they mentioned a reconvening. Once my computer catches up with what I'm asking it to do. They mentioned meeting up in Gelaruth with the rest of the crew and going from there.
And out of game, how do you spell that?
Gale, like Galeruth, so Galeruth.
Thank you so much for this. And I'm going to hand over another 3 platinum.
Thank you. This is for
Platinum Dragon
silence.
be with you.
And you as well. Paylor
And
being
Nyla walks out.
Paylor being immediately with you as you all leave and then kind of reconvene to figure out what you're going to do. You do feel your connection to the Platinum Dragon strengthen heavily with this around your neck. You can just feel the extra inspiration flowing from it as a point of reference. The purity of the metals used, the fine enchantment laid within, possibly a piece of the spirit of the pilgrim that once wore it. It is all channeling that divine justice directly into you.
Cool. I am going to kill those guys.
Eva, you feel a similar connection, but to the ruby in your pocket, as a give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight should be. Okay. 11.
11. You feel almost like a hum from it that you didn't feel before you got here. But other than that, you don't really know the purpose of it, though. Twang, give me a perception check.
Perception. I got a 4 plus 6. 10.
Oh, still 10.
Nyla was looking.
You do see a cage cart. It's something you remember from Greywall that was pretty common, where you would kind of display criminals that had been captured through the town. Townsfolk might throw a tomato here and there. Anything more destructive than that would be, shut down pretty quickly by the guards. But pretty common practice for anyone who is jailed for a length of time to get loaded up into the cage cart and kind of wheeled around town. It's not a super pleasant sight. It's not a it's the more sadistic people get a kick out of it, and anyone who knows the people involved or has ever known someone involved, it's more of a like, ugh, I don't really want to see this kind of thing. So you kind of avoid examining it too closely, but there's one of those rolls through town, and one or two people kind of grab some slop and fling it in that direction.
Yeah, Twang would definitely not want to take part in that.
Right.
Kobolds are usually not known to be highly regarded in society.
Yeah, more than one kobold has been put into a cage cart and gotten a face full of tomato, and it's not a fun not a fun way to operate a town. But yeah, there's that's where you all are at, and then you have a chance to kind of reconvene outside the shop. Nyla, you also know there is a place to get potions that is like right around the corner.
Hey guys, who wants potions?
We really need those.
Let's go
I
get
would like
potions.
Oh my god. Get in the car, guys.
Don't talk like
Gotta
Get
get
in, losers, for getting potions.
I am going to walk there on my own now.
This is 4-hour survival.
You all get around the corner. There's the oh dang it, I hate when I accidentally click instead of select. You do see the red building. It's just a few blocks down with a massive door. It's not a double door. It's a single door. It's just a good 4 or 5 feet taller than most doors that you interact with. So it takes up most of the wall. But it's a single handle door. And it just says Griffin's Alchemy. A door opens, a dark, near pitch black interior, mostly because of it being in a back alley behind taller buildings, but also having no internal light source. And you just see the edge of a long hand retract back from the light back into the shadow, and a voice. Enter. You require alchemical services.
Yep, sure do.
Do you
not
require
sure
light
anymore.
sources?
I
we're good,
take out.
right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's light cantrip?
Yeah.
Cool. You have a ring for that, I think, yeah. Pop the ring. Everybody can see there's a very long-limbed, singed off hair for a good foot up the wrist. Hands covered in fine gloves. But you can see a bugbear on the thin side, propped up on a slightly too small stool, with several alchemical kits going at once, with different things brewing, and sets of flasks in a display case. In what is a relatively small shop, as far as shops are concerned. Just enough room for all of you to kind of file in and be able to see the vials below. Is this a custom job you need from Griffin? Or you need more standard fare?
We'll definitely need some standard things, but do any of you guys want custom?
I mean, I think we need to see what the standard things are, and then we can determine if we have a requirement for custom. Like,
An arm reaches forward past you from behind the counter, pulls up a little vase of like dried flowers off the wall behind you. So, standard healing potions and such.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Those would be nice.
I must ask,
Hmm.
who directed you to my business?
The unicorn.
Cheeky one, that one. Slides a register open and pulls like 2 coins out of it, and then you hear a little like clink as it like gets dropped into a bag below the counter, and then it's shut.
This bitch is earning commission off of us.
It's fair.
Use my link to enter.
I mean, fair enough, though. That's a good hustle.
Have you anything I could use in my processes that would incentivize me to offer you lower prices? Or will this be a rather standard interaction?
What sort of things would you need for this kind of stuff?
I do many kinds. Powdered gemstone often makes an excellent catalyst. There's also dragon's blood. Not of yours. True.
I would hope not.
I appreciate the
True
clarification.
dragon blood.
Okay, don't got any of that.
The distillation process for your kind of donations is overly time-consuming. It's no longer profitable.
Wow, the modifier on that one really took this in a different direction.
Just hold out the 2 empty vials I took. Is it less if I bring my own container?
No.
Alright, that's fine.
Well.
I keep them.
Where did you get those?
Off the guy's body. You don't like... You just... It's a nice bottle.
Please don't confess to any crimes in front of me. I have no
It wasn't a
intention.
crime, it was self-defense.
What if we have a jaunty winning smile?
Make a persuasion check.
Can I give her advantage
Help
on
action,
my
sure.
smiling?
Advantage, yeah. Nyla with advantage on the persuasion check.
I don't know, I like the image of a bugbear doing a blood drive.
I have to shave this part of your arm. It's going to take a while.
Can you tell me what type blood I am while we're at it?
I've always wondered that. A 17's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. Well, aren't you charming?
Yes.
If you keep an eye out for particularly the horns of fine beasts, make sure to get those back to me. But pulls up a little like rack of vials. He goes, I have up to 8 healing potions. Can knock a gold off for every one. Knock a gold off of each for every one you purchase.
Alright. Awesome.
How many would you like?
How much is a healing potion?
50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
That's like barely any kind of discount. It's barely anything.
50 gold or 49 for you, or if you'd like to purchase 5, 50 gold each, it becomes 45 gold each. It adds up. Especially when the discount is for a beautiful smile. And nothing else as of yet.
This man.
So if we wanted to hold like 2 each for safety, that comes out to all 8.
All
That's
8.
5.
All 8.
160.
All
160
8.
gold.
All 8 at 42 gold each, as he's knocking off a gold off of each for every one you buy. So.
Oh. quick maths.
I don't.
I'll absolutely go in on this. I think we need them.
I mean, valid.
All right.
336.
So, yeah.
336.
All right. Who all
Um,
wants to go in on potions?
We can adjust the amount depending.
But how would we split it 4 ways? I'm willing to do it.
We divide it by 4. We'd each owe 84 gold.
Okay.
8 platinum, 4 gold.
Does everybody have 84 gold to go in on that?
I believe that I do.
I most certainly
Yeah.
do.
I have 7 platinum and 12 gold.
That almost exactly covers it. You need an extra 2 gold from somebody, but
Twang will cover you.
Twang covers the other 2 gold. Alrighty, you all mark off that coinage. Kind of impressed looking at this small group buying all of his minor healing potions.
In platinum.
Slides the full, yeah, mostly platinum, and he's just like, well, I apologize for any assumptions I may have made. Slides over the 8 healing potions for you.
I'd toss him 1 platinum for good measure.
Interesting. I don't accept tips and charity. But he takes the platinum and then pulls up a vial and slides it to you. Something I've been working on. Drinking that while sober will make you instantaneously inebriated. Drinking that while inebriated will make you instantaneously sober.
And you'd have to drink all of it?
Yes.
Alright. I appreciate it. Oh. What's it called?
It's a potion of sober unsober.
Oh, okay. That's a song right there.
It's a potion of, you can put un with a slash sober. So
You mean like unsobering me or sobering me?
Yeah. Twang, you're muted in case you were wondering.
Oh, yes, you had.
I was indeed.
Again, extra long arm reaching past everyone to like grab an ingredient off the shelf. It's rather tight. Most of the area gets used for alchemical doodads and whatnot that are going, and in order to keep flame elements safe and separate, it needs to be spaced out to a certain degree. So it's like most of his ingredient storage is like behind the chairs for people to sit and wait. Makes it awkward for him to keep brewing with people in here, but he doesn't seem to care. Jingles some sort of odd powdery material, uncaps it, sprinkles a little into something he's mixing together. Well, if you're looking to take on any of the local dragons that have been spotted, you'll want some elemental resistant potions, I assume. Some of you may already have some natural immunities.
That sounds amazing. Yes, absolutely. Potions of resistances, fantastic.
What are you looking for? Electricity, acid, fire, gold?
Resistance to gold?
Cold.
Cold with a C.
Yeah, I
Okay, I was like, damn, I could use that.
That
Gold
sounds like a really-
resistance.
You don't want to be resistant to gold.
It makes you
I
not
would expect that.
makes you not care about the monetary rewards of missions for one session.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like that would be like a perfect thieves motto. Like,
Right.
oh, your resistance to gold. Yeah.
Wait, so he said that there have been dragons like seen around?
Yes, I've had a few adventurers come through picking up potions of resistance, mentioning a highfalutin hunting mission for dragons that have been spotted.
What kind?
I have sold an electricity resistance and 3 cold resistance, so I assume some kind of ice dragon and a lightning dragon.
Like, is this near the Dracovum or?
I did not sign up for any of these missions. I sell the potions when your lot come in looking for them.
Oh. The dragons that those people were riding back at the mountain, are those different than what would be describing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much would a potion of lightning resistance be?
250 gold will give you a resistance to the element that you seek. I have a fair stockpile of each element.
Yeah, nope, 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 nope.
Invaluable to one hunting such a beast.
On the list. Hey, you got a see invisibility type thing going on, maybe? A little bit?
Indeed, they are administered as eye drops. Pulls up a small vial. 150 gold pieces.
One use per item.
One use.
All right.
Oh, wait, so is that just like a potion of true sight, or?
Potion of see invisibility.
I will take that, please.
Very good. Takes the 15 platinum or what have you and hands over a potion. Also, a piece of advice. If you're ever wondering if someone's invisible in the room, you must look carefully for 2 small points. The eyes.
Why?
It's the one piece that can't be transparent. You have to be able to see.
Amazing.
Oh.
Because for your eyes to work, there has to be this tiniest part visible so that light can hit them, otherwise you're blinded.
Laura knows this is an EXU, like, Brennan Lee Mulligan reference to an amazing narration that
I have not.
I wish was mine originally, because it's perfect.
I was gonna
Chris?
say the reaction to happening. I thought that was a reference I wasn't
The
getting.
most recent episode, I have not seen it yet.
You have to see EXU Calamity.
Okay, no, I have. I've watched the first episode. I think I watched part of the second one, or maybe all of it. But I'm catching up. I love it. I love all of them. I love it.
Okay, let me put it this way. I have to be awake at 4 in the morning on Friday. I'm still gonna stay up to
Nice.
watch it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fair enough.
It was very good.
So back to the thing.
All
Alright, so I got a potion of see invisibility. What other cool shit you got here?
Pulls up a root. You can chew on this.
What'd it do?
In the morning. Wakes you up. Gets you moving. Even if you don't feel like you should be able to for lack of rest.
Oh. Oh.
It's essentially a coffee root.
Right.
Mechanically, you can temporarily shrug a point of exhaustion if you're chewing on the coffee root.
How much is that?
10 gold a spear.
I will take 2, please.
Slides over these 2, like, they're roots, but they've been like cleaned and trimmed to be ready to chew, essentially.
I'll take 3.
Yeah. That's the last of my stock.
Ooh, I'll take 2. I'm sorry.
I don't need any. If you'd like to purchase the last, you may.
All right. I may.
Slides over.
It's like taking the last cookie out of the box. You can't do it. Somebody else has to.
Exactly.
You're rude.
I wish I could buy one.
You
I'll
have
give you
friends
one.
that just have them.
By any
Yeah.
chance, would Twang be able to slip out of the store? I want to have a little surprise. Is there a music?
There's
box?
a
There's not.
notably giant door that you could exit at any point.
I was just wondering if there would possibly be a music store.
A music store? Like
Well,
an
maybe
instrument
like
store or a...
Instruments.
Oh, okay.
Sell songs.
I was gonna say, it's not the time period for like going record shopping,
Tell
but
me. Hang on, I need this.
No, there's an FYE down the block.
Oh,
I
nice,
love
nice, nice.
FYE.
right. Bugbear looking around. Well then, kind of reaches past right over Aoife's head and pulls back a jar. At first, you just think there's like a fly in it, but as it kind of shakes through the air, the back end of it lights up, and he's got a firefly in the jar, which he like opens, kind of covers the top, reaches in till he can grab it, and then like squeezes it into a mortar and pestle he's been working with, grinds in the flowers that he's and the powder that he grabbed earlier. If there's anything else you need in the alchemical realm, let me know.
I'm good. Aoife, you need anything?
No, I think I'm good. What was your name again?
Whoop. That's something
I
I
love
don't
Luke.
keep
That's a good
off the
name.
top of my head.
Right.
Luke is the best name.
Griffin.
Griffin. All right.
In my home, you are named after your first kill.
I like that.
I mean, that's dope.
It's pretty badass. All right, Griffin, you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as well.
Okay.
Bye.
The long limbs reach past you and open the door for you, and they'll allow you to exit. As leaving it pitch black inside, he doesn't appear to keep any kind of light on. As all of you exit, Twang walking through the main thoroughfare. You spot the or roll a investigation check for me.
Investigation. Let me see what I did.
Investigation.
That is a +2. I got a 16, so an 18.
Cuckoo. So you pretty readily find a like a traveling cart that is selling various instruments. Some of them are odd and some of them exotic, but yeah, there is a series of musical instruments. You at first you don't see anybody operating it, but a halfling pops up. Ooh.
Oh, fellow short person. Hello.
What?
Perhaps not my best reading.
Who?
Usually take it. Me. Hello. The tiny one.
What?
Is this dude deaf?
I'm right in front of you.
Looks over at Ashy and goes, "What?"
happening right here?
Do I not exist?
Kind of looks right at Twang. What?
What instruments do you have? Twang is like very clearly very weirded out.
I cast comprehend language. What languages first?
Anybody speak
Are
halfling?
we getting cursed?
I don't believe that I do.
Okay, you'd probably cast comprehend languages then.
Yes, I do.
He goes off as you cast while he's like mid rant, and he's just like, "Why get anyone ever just point at what they want and offer me the coin that is labeled on the tag? That's why I labeled the tag and right next to the instrument. Not here to discuss. I want to settle the instrument." And then like sees look of recognition in your face and goes, "You can understand me, can't you?"
I nod, because I'm pretty sure they can't understand me if I speak.
Thank precisely 1/3 of the gods. Tell your friend to offer me coin so that he may purchase whatever instrument he wants. They are all on display. He can choose which one he wants. There's several. The flute is made of dragon bone. It is 100 gold pieces. That is the only thing of particular note. If there's something else he needs, I suggest he move on to a normal store.
All right. The guy, not very big on talking this one. So just point to what you want. There's a label of gold on the tags.
I like that flute.
There is marked at 100 gold a very tiny gemstones set as like eye slits in a dragon carved flute, which it does appear to be made of bone, possibly dragon bone. It's definitely the finest item on display.
Wang will pull out 10 platinum and slip it over to this fella.
Is there a kazoo in sight?
There is a kazoo for a gold.
How much? I will take the kazoo.
Take the kazoo. A kazoo and a dragon bone flute are purchased. Goes,
I'm just imagining.
very intense halfling gets a little too close to your face and he's like, "Thank you," in common.
All right.
Medieval
Dragon.
automaton.
Turns back to Aoife. Many thanks for your patronage as well as your companion. Offloading that flute means I have the coin to go home and away from this god's forsaken land. Please have a wonderful day. Or don't. I'm not in charge of you.
I just nod. Yeah. All right.
Grabs a hat off of the off of one of the like shelves, puts it on, nods, and then like climbs up into the cart, waiting for anyone else walking up to purchase something.
That was a very intense person.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe that, from what I understood, this person's been away from home for a while.
I don't know what was happening. He just kept looking at me.
He can't understand the language. We can't understand the language, I guess, what the issue.
Oh, I thought he was just crazy.
Oh, my boy. You know there are other languages around, right?
I speak approximately 3 of them.
Do I speak any other languages?
One of which I probably should not know. But I do anyway.
There is a relatively common conspiracy theory that there are only 3 languages. That Common, Dwarven, and Elven are the only actual languages, and all other languages are things people make up to mess with everyone else, as part of a vast conspiracy. Dragons being the longest in on it.
That's funny.
In fairness, all languages are made up.
That's true.
Ugh. So is everything else, Nyla. I'm kidding. Or Lauren, I guess that was you.
No, Nyla just randomly randomly for the briefest of moments, Nyla was just like, "Huh,
Above
what's
the
this? It's a
table.
master's degree in English."
Would that mean I'd be able to just make up my own language?
Technically,
Yeah.
you gotta make it make sense.
The most shitty I was as a child was there was clearly a like English major substitute who was being a little bit of an asshole with us while subbing the class. And I think I said something along the lines of like, "God, man, that's really anal." And then she overheard it and chimed in with like, "That's not what that word means." And I'm like, "It is if everybody agrees that it is." And
That's how that works.
And then there was the look of frustration of like, "That's exactly how that works." And I'm like, "Yep."
Checkmate.
Male English majors. And this is generalization.
This was
because
a
it's a very
lady, but yeah.
generalization. The worst. I hate them all.
Male
It's
English.
fine. I went to a women's only college.
Oh my god, good for you. I did not. Many a male poet did I cross.
Are these not the precise order and frequency of words for which to get me laid?
Oh man.
I'm sorry. Laura just pictured this person.
I'm sorry. It's just I know these people that just aren't English majors anymore because they're all graduated. It's like,
I just saw 3 different Kyles go through my head.
Oh man.
So much Kyle at once.
Right.
mine was named Brian.
All right.
That's great.
Mocking Brian aside, you all walk away from the very intense halfling, who's has not decided to learn the language, in order to sell these wares easier.
We speak common.
Yeah, say it more slowly and loudly. That'll help.
Aoife and Nyla just walk away and do finger guns.
Hey.
Oh my.
You guys finger gun. I have gun.
There's finger gun and then there's gun. Good times. All right. Anything else anyone wants to accomplish in this shopping episode where nobody wandered away too horribly on their own and gotten in any fantasy windowless vans? This has been a problem before.
I feel like Twang would be the first that would happen to.
I actually do want to wander off, I think. Again, I guess.
Again.
I have another errand to run, guys, but I'll meet back up with you soon. Where are you going? Wherever you're going next?
You had been mentioned the Topaz Fang as somewhere to check out to see if you can find a lead.
What was that? Oh, what was that? Again?
Where the pirates that got away or were allowed to leave apparently
Right.
raided the holy symbol off of the pilgrim that you all met, and then pawned it off, and then went to the Topaz Fang to rest up before they got passage. So sounds like it was long enough ago that they should be long gone, but it's still probably worth a check. Plus, it's also probably a tavern to check in at.
Yeah.
And
I will meet up with y'all at that tavern.
I want to go to that tavern anyway.
Well,
Cool.
I have literally no social life, so I will just follow you all.
So
We
now,
are your social life. What are you talking about?
Outside of my group of awesome dragon friends, I don't have a social life. There you go.
except for all my dragon friends, I have no friends.
Right.
I mean,
Dragon
I
friend.
love the friends
Except for the
I have.
3 people who I've been hanging out
Yeah.
with.
I love you guys.
I have no friends. What do you think about this, friends?
Uh,
Wow. I guess
No, no,
Twang
no, no, no.
actually hates us a little bit? Wow.
Jesus.
No.
No, it's fine.
Listen.
It's fine. You have your feelings. It's fine.
Listen, if I didn't like you, do you really think I would have stayed after making such an ass of myself in front of you countless times again and again and again?
I don't know.
and again?
Sometimes I feel like maybe you're a little desperate, so maybe.
He will just head slowly turns. Shh. Shut up.
All right, let's go to this tavern.
That's enough of you.
GG.
And while they head there, I want to head over to wherever Indra is, if you remember who that is.
is that your bard friend?
No.
Oh, who are we talking about?
For all intents and purposes, my sister.
Gotcha.
I can resend you.
Yeah, that's some backstory
Yeah.
I don't fully remember.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Where do you think she would be? Just like has a place in town, or did she work at that tavern, or?
No, she is like a baby. She's
okay.
a child.
Oh, right.
She's a child. And
She's a child, so
should
she's
be
working at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, probably child labor laws. I don't know about those these days.
Yeah.
Staying with a tiefling family.
Right. Yeah, they have a
You can
place.
gloss over it if you want me to.
Yeah. They have a place, on the other side of town. So you can kind of hop over that way. To go check in.
Yeah, I'll probably just, for the sake of simplicity, I'll just look in, make sure she's okay, and leave the little toy bird somewhere that I know she would find it.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that they have a little, they would have like she wouldn't have the like upstairs room that has a view of the ocean from the balcony, but she spends a lot of time on that balcony playing, and it's like the parents' room is attached to that, and then hers is like next door, in the upstairs. But
I'll just mage hand it up there, and I'll head over to the tavern.
right. Well, it actually you would think if you can climb up to the next building, you can set it to levitate and shove it, and it would just go fly over essentially, and it would just be sitting there hovering, waiting.
Nice.
And if you actually, as you get over there, you see that she is up there playing, so it's one of those, if you wanted to, you could have it float in and while she's playing, and you could be unseen or seen, up to you.
I'll have it float in. What do I have actually as a... and just have like a little note on it that says "for my little wing," and just that'll be all. And unseen though.
Gotcha. Yeah. Make a stealth check for me.
Oh, we'll see.
At least you can take solace. This is the one stealth check where if you mess up, the outcome is still probably.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
But my stealth check is pretty good. Yeah, it's 23.
Oh yes.
This child sees me.
No. Not gonna happen. Yeah,
30%.
floats in. You see her reaction of being a little startled at first, but then seeing it and like grabbing it and realizing there's a simple little like rune on it to tap to have it like levitate, and you can play with it and stuff, and sees the note, and reads it, and she like looks around but doesn't see you. Is a mix of happy and sad, like a sad she couldn't see you anywhere, but really happy with the toy. You see the rest of the toys. The bird set to levitate, and then as she turns around, and you're a little confused at first because like you just got this toy, but you see her like neatly put away all of her other toys in a little chest and close the chest, and then just play with the bird. Um,
Oh.
but knowing her, she made sure all of her toys got home safe before she started playing with the new toy.
All right, I cry a little and I leave.
Humanity restored.
Across town, the rest of the party also just tears up randomly. Oh god, what's happening? It's so dusty here.
What's so cute and sad?
No, it's the allergies.
Who's cutting an onion?
My eyes are producing this liquid.
Fucking onion ninjas.
Just the worst
That's a
ninjas.
subclass.
Yeah.
That's a subclass rogue I want to be.
Really specific rogue subclass.
This needs to be an archetype, yeah.
I've never had anybody who's like takes the Cloud of Daggers spell and then also buys a bag of onions.
Here's the
Listen.
thing, though.
We got slots now, don't we?
I'm known for taking the catapult spell and like oil flasks and making that fun with a firebolt cantrip.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that could be fun too. That's next character. Next character, Cloud of Daggers, bag of onions.
Do you think that Onion Ninja is friend with
Or-
that random wizard from the mountains?
Yeah.
Sorcerer,
Mhm.
Secret hidden,
Quicken
secret
spell.
hidden
Yeah.
party.
Cloud of Daggers, Thaumaturgy,
Boom.
to produce the smell of onions. You don't even need
Yeah.
to have the actual onions with you. Just
Right. Someone does a minor illusion of a giant onion, and then you Cloud of Daggers it, and then make everybody smell cut up onion. No! And they all like run outside.
we're laughing now. In 3 weeks, this is what's gonna happen to us.
It circles back.
Between the artificer and-
Lost.
God.
Sometimes first level enemies have fun strategies. All right. The rest of you make it to the Topaz Fang, and sure enough, there is a it's just a yellow painted wooden figure that's been piece by piece kind of nailed to the side of this tavern, but it is like a mosaic of a topaz dragon, with the fang in particular is looks like it's glasswork or something. The Topaz Fang seems to be a pretty active, like, adventurer tavern type spot. You all get a chance to pop in. There's immediately an interesting aroma. There's, at first as you walk in, there's no servers to serve you. There's 3 or 4 different tavern keepers who are all running around to different tables and bringing food in, and somebody finally sets a full like platter down at a table, and then turns to the 3 of you and is like, I got a couple extra tables in the back if you need somewhere to sit down. Otherwise, you can hit by the bar. That's the quickest way to get served if you're in a hurry, but otherwise just find a seat and we'll be over in a bit. Menus on a tablet behind the chairs. You all kind of go over to take a table.
Yeah.
Gotta wade in between various peoples of various backgrounds and sizes, finding your spot. There's meals with drink, and then there's drinks as a separate thing. There's stewed goose with watercress, with a tankard of stout for 11 copper. There's a boiled hare with shallots, and a tankard of beer for 9 copper. And then stewed mutton and dried leek with a tankard of perry for 9 copper. Your server kind of circles back, does the spiel of the meal and drink options. He goes, there's also just drinks for an hour for 5 silver, and we'll keep you filled unless you're trying to slam them back and make it a deal. But we'll keep you topped off.
Yeah, that great. I'll have the mutton and
Mutton and leeks.
also, yeah. I'll have the mutton and also any information you have about some friends of mine who should have stopped in a couple of days ago, maybe. and
I'm a
hold
little
up
busy,
3
but I
gold.
can talk any notable characters who came through in a bit. But yeah, I'll stop back by for anything we need to talk about. Um,
I
uh,
would also like mutton. Also,
the mutton.
what is
Yeah.
the strongest drink you have?
There's a dragon ale that is worth your time. Um, there's also a the Fang wine is yeah, it's an experience. Um, so
Ah, sure, my
I
dude. Bring
do
me one.
I recommend it if once at least. I don't know, depending on how it affects you, you might not want to have it anymore. But that's totally up to you.
There's a first time for everything, correct?
I
All
like
right.
experiences.
It's 10 gold for the thing.
And
If you're
I
in.
will flip him a single platinum piece, which would be 10 gold, I believe.
All right. That plus 3 silver will cover all your meals. And then another 10 gold if you any of the rest of you would like in on that as well.
I'm good.
Fair enough. Y'all got 3 silver for me? Get those
Yep.
meals. Now that handles that end of things. He rushes off. Couple minutes later, you're good 10 minutes later. You see him again, and he goes, "I'm working on it. It'll be here soon." And another 10 minutes after that comes by and goes, "Sorry, next time around, we'll have you set." After a good 30 minutes, finally, comes out. Food's still hot, so it hasn't just been sitting. It's just like finally got around to you. So all your meat and veg and whatnot are set up. And then Twang, there is a yellow crystal small drinking glass is set up with some sort of yellow liqueur on the inside. And there is you look and you think you see something swimming in it, and then it's gone.
Ah. Well, I'm going to drink it anyway.
All right.
Before he drinks it, can Ashley just stare at it with like alcoholic intent?
No, this is mine. You don't.
She like slides
The
her hands
question
like
is,
close.
shoot or sip?
Slap. No.
It's meant to be taken all at once. Usually, your first time, you don't want to prolong it. You want to see what it is, and then if you want more, then then it'd be a sipping drink. But first time, take the shot. And he quickly like walks away, like he doesn't want to be there when it happens.
For the record, you all willingly let me do this. No one stopped me. Is that clear?
As she
Sure.
actively
Don't
trying to
grab
take it from you, like I'm trying to stop you.
Except for
Ashley
you.
is actively trying to take this from you, and also, you're a grown-ass adult.
Well, I am just saying in the account that Ashley does not count for trying to stop me because she just wants to drink it herself. That does not count. Here we go.
He will briefly lift up his mask, grab it, and then just sink the whole thing in one clean go.
Nice.
Or at least attempt to.
Roll a d12 for me.
Your first time's
boy.
always fast.
Hey-o!
Oh. That's not good. 1d12, right?
Run d12, yeah.
Got a 6. Perfect middle ground.
Perfect middle ground.
Oh boy.
The 6, it's more of a... So the intensity level isn't that high, but you do experience in a way that you're aware it's an experience you're having and not what's actually happening to you. But you do experience your worst memory. Just flood and fill your brain, and you experience it happening. You're aware it's just a memory you're having, but you fully, start to finish, your worst memory floods you, and then leaves you, and you are left, looking down at some food and drink and people who consider you a friend, but I think everybody can probably, if through a mask even, see someone who just like went through
Yeah,
something kind of intense.
I was about to say he would kind of just put the mask on and like scoot to the side of the seat
Hmm.
and like away from everyone. He'll just need a minute.
Not cowers necessarily, but does like kind of shy away and just like needs a second.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of just
Nyla notices that and just sort of looks over and is like, do you need to feel this right now, or do you need this to stop?
I just wish he was still around.
Calm emotions.
I think there's an option to resist, but I don't know if Twang would take it.
I think to fully experience it, he would resist.
Okay, make a save. Wisdom save or something, I think.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know if it
yeah, I
technically
think
usually
so.
has one.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I assume it has a
bu-
save.
It's a charisma save.
Oh, okay.
Then that's a flat 10.
Doesn't make it, despite what Twang would like. Emotions are calmed. You still remember everything pretty clearly, but you have a level head about it. You feel okay.
Could he hug her again?
Yeah.
He is.
Kind of walks over.
He feels better and he appreciates it.
You hug the little kobold simp that's following you around and
Accurate.
get back to your seat. You know, you got lunch here, and it's pretty good. You can see why the adventurers come through here. It's a nice, hearty meal for people traveling. Bread's brought by because it's mostly meat and vegetable for the plates that come through. Aoife pops in at the front. You guys can just barely see the front from here. Get waved over.
Hey, did I miss anything?
Do not
Maybe?
get the wine.
Mental
All right.
trauma.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the voice.
Emotional time.
There we go.
Hey, that dude needs a show.
Despite saying this, Ash
Fair
is just gonna be
enough.
like, I still want to try it.
Right. Server comes back around about 10 minutes later. Hey, new one. We got the I don't know. It's menus behind you. We got the stewed goose, the boiled hare, and the stewed mutton. Watercress, shallots, dried leek, respectively. Each come with a tankard of stout, tankard of beer, tankard of perry. And for 10 gold, you can go for the Fang wine. In a small
Don't do
glass.
it.
Did you get the bad end?
Nod.
Well, that's what you're gonna get. Other people get the good end, but some people get the bad end. That's why I say do once, but lay off after that, unless you got the good end.
I got sadness.
Huh? It's an equal chance. That's why some people come in
Feel
and
better
ask for it
now,
specifically.
Ashi, are you gonna do it?
I would if I had the money.
No,
Oh, yeah,
Ashi's
broke now.
unfortunately, this is not a thing Nyla is going to bankroll.
I feel like Twang would have if it didn't just hurt his feelings.
If he didn't just get kind of messed up from
If
it.
it didn't, like, eviscerate him, he absolutely would. But it did.
Twang is. He feels better,
Mm-hmm.
but he would still not vouch for it.
Please.
Ash, do you know how to cook at all?
Jesus.
Can I roll? Can I check? Do I know if
I don't think you have proficiency in cooking tools, but make an intelligence check.
Oh, this should be good.
Ah.
No.
We have our
And
intelligence.
you all probably swapped who like boils the meat and roasts the vegetables and whatnot when on the road, and whenever it's Ashy's turn, edible food is produced, but everybody's like, no, I'll take it this thing. It's like, I'd rather do the work.
Ashy's just gonna lie and be like, yes.
Does there even need to be a deception roll for that kind of beat?
Probably not.
All right.
Actually, I have traded dish duty with you like the past 5 times.
Well, maybe if she had access to the right equipment, there would be a better chance of it.
You'll give me money to try drink?
I can't. I'm just telling you that if you want gold, there's a possible setup. You could probably get some gold out of it.
Can you spare some right now?
Are you gonna pay me back?
Yes.
Then yes.
Also, make a perception check.
Oh no.
Me or her?
I'd say Ashy be the primary one.
Oh.
Anybody kind of could get in on it, but that looks like a no. But yeah. So Ava, you slide over 10 gold for the shot.
Or
you pay your
Before
own.
you do that,
You pay your own like silver piece or so for a meal.
Yeah.
And it comes with like meal and a drink basically. And then as she hands over the thing, is like, all right, one more coming up. Goes and grabs a meal. Comes back about 10 minutes later. Gets Aoife her food and then drink put in front of Ashy. He's like, all right. Go ahead and
He
he's
just
like,
goes, yes! Grabs it and just slaps
yeah. It's like, no, I don't like being around for it. Like he like leaves. Roll a d12 for me.
Alright.
well,
I wonder if I'm gonna.
So the mechanic I have for this, it's a d12. 1 to 6 is bad. 7 to 12 is good, and the closer you are to each extreme, the more extreme it is.
So I had a very
You had the least extreme sensation of your worst memory, versus the most extreme sensation of your worst memory. So Ashy fully experiences her worst memory with full blown intensity, as though it's happening again, more than happening again, but knowing the worst parts of it and hyper focusing on each of those worst parts, and is just gonna have to make I'm gonna say a wisdom saving throw.
not bad.
It's not bad. 15 plus whatever your wisdom's -1, right? I don't know. -1. So 14. So you're you're emotionally drained, essentially, for the rest of the evening, as well as however you would like to describe your reaction to having that suddenly happen at the dinner table. Or I could improv some a series of screaming and intense negativity, and the waiter shakes his head as he's walking away.
She's just gonna be sitting there with like a 1,000-yard stare with like waterfall of tears, but with that look as if she doesn't realize it's happening, as if she just. If you waved your hand in front of her, she would not acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, no.
Yeah, Nyla is going to go move over next to her and just sort of like rub her back and cast Calm Emotions again, because apparently I have unlimited second level spell slots. Apparently that's the thing that happens at level 4.
Now the fight breaks out.
Oh, no.
No, it doesn't, because they're both very chill right now.
Yeah.
That's how that spell works.
So yeah, actually, I don't know if you would resist a spell of calm emotions, or even be aware that it was happening at this point.
She would not be aware. She's just lost. Like even if someone said like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight you," she would not notice.
Right.
So.
But yeah, and then a magical wave of calm comes over you, as you get like just fully recentered, and able to process that this is a memory, this is a thing that happened. It does not define you or what you do here forward. It is proverbially what it is, and you are able to process it and move forward with your life as the new sense you have. There's a topaz dragonborn comes from behind the behind the back door, into like the kitchen area, with a fresh like stack of mugs that have been cleaned, and like sets them up at the bar, and then kind of looks over at the sad table and goes, "Hey, something's wrong with that last brew. It's supposed to have a little better output rate. Yeah."
We're the sad table now.
The sad table.
We've been officially dubbed the sad table.
And he yells out to the bar,
The sad table.
"Somebody buy the sad table a drink!" And there's like, "Hey!" Like one group was like, "Hey!" It's like, "Yeah, one round for the sad table." And they go like, "Ah," like, "I got the next one." Like, "All right, there you go, good lads."
We have a group name.
The sad table.
We're the sad table.
No, we're the sad lads.
The sad lads.
The sad lads, I love that.
A couple extra rounds of drinks come around, for you all with your meals and stuff. It seems like it's a bit of a rite of passage around here, where eventually somebody gets a sad end and they get some free drinks from the other adventurers. So,
Blaine will happily have his.
Yep.
How
makes
many
sense.
do we all get?
There's a good 4 rounds of drinks that come in. So y'all are well into making con saves if you want to try to slam them.
Oh, Blaine will.
Ashley will
all
be
of them.
drinking all of hers back to back with like a couple of seconds to pause to be like.
You would think that Ashley would like stop drinking because of that kind of experience, you know?
She
I
crashed
don't
the
know.
ship. What do you think her thoughts on alcohol is? She'll be like, if you hand, she will drink.
Alrighty.
No restraints for the yellow.
Give me a Constitution save for Ashy.
Oh God.
I think I will join you in this just for the fun of it.
Tries to
Never
keep up.
loan to an addict.
Oh God.
Constitution is +1.
Oh, no.
So
9. Okay. Go ahead and roll another
you
con
said
save.
double.
I'll wait until yours are done before I do mine.
Nyla, no.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Aoife, are you being the designated driver on this?
Aoife knows
table?
much, like, is not drinking that much. When I've been I've been sliding my extra drinks over to,
Okay.
to Ashley is probably what's going on.
Twang
She doesn't even take a drink for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was.
Oh.
Oh, your little body.
No one. Well, I'm not surprised the small one's a lightweight.
I got a 5.
There's one more thing to do while keeping in mind, everyone but Aoife is trashed. But Nyla,
We still need to talk.
the server, after things calm down a little bit, after the, to be honest, the lunch menu, because of where we are in the day, the server comes back around to Nyla, kind of pulls up a chair, goes, "All right, I got a few minutes. What do you need to know? Who are you looking for?"
Oh my God.
This is gonna be the best. This should be amazing.
That is an excellent question. Okay, yeah. So,
Oh, fuck.
my friend, just friends. My friends rolled through. Probably would have been like, I think, a couple of days ago now. They are pirates, and I don't think they like stayed for a really long time or anything. But did you see them? Did they like mention any plans or whatever?
I don't know about that timeline. Somebody's got me on speaker.
It's coming from Lauren. It's coming from you.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, I think it fixed itself.
Oh, there we go. It was, I'm not sure about the timeline. We last time I saw anybody kind of piratey would have been like yesterday. They headed out.
Okay.
But yeah, they got a room for the night, and it seemed they didn't cause too much trouble. They won a little bit of coin over at the darts, but otherwise they paid their bill, ate their food, packed up and headed out. Would have been early this morning. I didn't pay overly amount of attention to their details of their conversation about where they were heading or all that, but they seemed like they had plenty of coin to throw around, and were happy to do so, and then headed out in the morning.
All right.
I know they were gone before I started my shift, so they were out of here probably around dawn.
Gotcha. Thank you. That is.
I'm gonna bring more bread.
Yes, please.
Bread.
Just like so much carbohydrates, please.
Bread.
I have a dumb idea.
Sorry. Hi.
I love seeing the spell save pop up when someone else says I have a dumb idea. I'm like, oh no, what's happening?
I also have
What's
a
your
dumb
idea?
idea.
Yeah.
Ashi, is your idea to go back to that first tavern that we like hung out at and find that half orc? Because I have that idea too. That is a
Oh
great
my
idea.
God.
We should do that.
Hold on.
I was thinking the darts, but alright.
Oh, that's another idea. Okay, yeah, we could totally do darts.
Darts.
I want to do an improvised dart as she turns to look at Twang.
No.
I'm a dart.
Yes!
Not a
She goes to
dart.
grab him!
Not a dart.
He's not fighting it.
She picks up Twang and walks over to the darts.
Make a strength check for me.
Nyla leans over to
+3,
Aoife and like
so 16.
Sure enough.
Nyla thinks she's whispering and isn't, and it's like, I think the lack of resistance leads me to believe this has been a fantasy for some time.
Twang, you have been lifted aloft by a dragon woman, hauled across a bar, mostly full of patrons, many of which you have left for the afternoon to go do stuff, but taken over to the dartboard area, and then heaved at the wall from a good chunk away. Actually, give me an attack with disadvantage.
Alright.
Oh boy.
And that would be...
Just roll twice and take the lower, add your strength modifier. You are not proficient.
What die
in
is
kobold.
required for throwing kobolds?
You're gonna roll a d20 twice and take the worst one.
Okay.
I just love how the DM goes, you're not proficient in kobold.
Yes.
Right.
So you'll take the 8 plus your
Alright.
strength modifier.
Which is 3.
3, so 11. You all kind of watch as she does go over to where, granted, there's a full-on dart game going on, and people have like
We're gonna
money
get
down.
thrown out of this-
And as she just walks up, and they're like, "Wait, what?" And just, "Huh!" And like, you don't hit the dart board, but you hit the wall. So Twang just like, and like falls, and then it's like, "Hey!" Uh,
Did I hit it?
As you
Yes.
make an intelligence check for me again with disadvantage.
Oh boy.
All right. All right. I think I know which one's gonna be.
So it's gonna be 6.
Oh, boy.
What's your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence is probably a -1. It is.
That's 1. Okay, so 5. You think you got about 50 points. And you say that to the scorekeeper.
Was I?
Bullseye! 50 points! And they look at you kind of funny and they go, "You want to put some coin on it?"
Oh, Ashley doesn't have coin.
She doesn't have any coin.
Can Twang just stumble to his feet?
Yeah.
She's broke.
Never mind. Back to your table.
Fine. Come
I
here,
am
Dart.
so sorry about him. We're
He goes,
heading
"Come
back.
here,
I'm-
Dart." Picks up Twig
I-
again.
He just reaches out with like grabby hand.
Oh my.
All right, guys. I think it's time. It's time to head out.
The server kind of walks over to Aoife. It's like, a 4-bed room will run you 5 gold for the night. I'd recommend it.
I'll do that for her. Yeah.
All right. Takes 5 gold from you. He kind of like helps you get the other ones up to the room. It's
Ashley's
2.
gonna try and fight back as she's still like holding twigs.
I have had
"You're
that
not taking
friend,
me in my
and
dark
let me tell you, that's the worst. The
Uh,
worst type of person.
Yeah, the worst person. The worst drunk person. Actually, make an athletics check with disadvantage, please.
All right.
Is Ashley trying to run away also, or is Ashley
Oh,
just trying
I
to...
thought I
Well,
took it as
she's not
fight
trying
back.
to run away. She just doesn't want to be touched.
Yeah.
Even
So
with disadvantage, that is
disadvantage,
pretty
so-
fucking good.
oh, it's a nat 20 or a 17. Awesome. You have at least a +3 on athletics too.
Yep.
You successfully shove the guy trying to help away from you. And so but the not wanting to be touched is then like harnessed into like the arms being out and like slowly approaching, so you have to keep like backing up and in a certain way and get corralled like up some stairs and then like over to a room gets opened and then like you guys get in there. There are very fluffy bunk beds, 2 of them.
Beds.
There's a map of the region that has been carved into a table in the center of the room, and pop-up stools for around it for like strategy sessions, and you can see little marks from like previous tenants who like got a little aggressive with their marking tools about where they were gonna go and what they were gonna do. But you were all corralled into that room, and then the guy that was then serving you, the server, that was the word I was looking for. Server looks over to Aoife and is like, "Good luck. There's gonna be a pitcher of water outside here every hour. So
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good luck.
And I toss him 5 silver.
I am so sorry. Here, and then she just like hands him a platinum and is like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
my god.
I am
Nyla,
so sorry.
Nyla, no. I'm
I
so
am
sorry.
so sorry."
I desperately tried to keep her from giving me that money.
I'm not sorry.
It's too late. No, she's handed over. Nyla is essentially dead of embarrassment. Her friend has been chucked at a wall, and everybody knows that she is with these people. She has been called the sad table today. And then when they were, okay, we're drunk, we need to go up and go to bed, Ashi like starts throwing her hands out and causing more of a scene. Absolutely
While
not.
holding Twig at my time
Absolutely
reminds
not. Take a platinum. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
while holding Twig.
He kind of leans over to Aoife and is like, there's an identify on the house if y'all need it.
Identify the house.
if you have a magic item you need identified, let us know.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you for all the help.
Uh,
I guess good night in the middle of the day.
yeah, it's past noon a little bit. Um,
Drop off my drunk friends, and I'm gonna go out and have some fun alone.
right. The pitcher of water is poured into some glasses. People are made to have it. And then is Aoife gonna
Where
like?
are you going? What are you doing?
I'm meeting up with a friend. I'm just gonna see if my friend is alive and around. You know what? Go to bed.
Friend. What kind of
And
friend?
she's just like, well, she tries to
What,
give
are
a
you
thumbs
jealous or
up.
something?
Like,
You're fine.
I'm bored.
Can I roll a,
I
Darn.
don't want to
roll
sit
a
here.
performance to play my new flute?
Yes, with disadvantage because you are trash.
Absolutely. You see, this is another example of if it fails, it's funny. If it
Yeah.
doesn't, then it's still funny.
Yep.
Alright, with disadvantage, so we got a 12 and a 7,
So-
and that is with a +1.
+1 for performance. So
Oh god.
8. It's not bad, but it's clearly drunk. So
I want into prestidigitation like a fidget toy, essentially, and just like hand it to Nyla. It's like, look, it has little buttons.
This is lame.
Drunks in the room, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Alright.
What if I don't want to be drunk anymore? What if I'm over it?
The thing is, I'm over it.
So
I
taking the
got
8,
8.
so 7 for Vix.
Yep.
Famously a -1 on perception.
Oh yeah, I should probably do mine.
Yeah.
+6. I got a whoa.
Oh, disadvantage, so it's the 1.
Clang.
Good news, I don't need to
and
roll again.
Nyla's perfect.
11.
No one knows why, and Twang
Oh.
doesn't even notice, but the room gets colder. It gets.
Do I make a disperception
No,
check?
you were leaving to go do
Oh,
something.
I'm leaving God. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, no.
As you hear the like kind of slightly sad drunk flute going on. So the room temp drops like 10 degrees. None of you are 100% sure why. Twang didn't even notice what had happened.
Twang is still playing
Twang's
the
just
flute.
like doesn't even know it's cold yet. Twang is that drunk guy. He doesn't
He's
realize it's
lagging
cold.
in real life.
But it just kind of prompts like Nylashi to like kind of just grab the blanket, and like you were all expected to like lay down anyways. But yeah, there's even a. Do you have any second level spells left? Is the question.
I do.
Yeah,
I
the
cast
thing.
Calm Emotions twice.
So you have one more casting.
I have one more, and I'm using it because I
You're
don't
using
want to
it-
be drunk
You're
anymore.
like, I'm
It's
over
like,
it.
I'm sorry,
just been
there's
calm.
bullshit happening. No.
No. And with a chug of water that suddenly has a little bit of ice in it, you just utterly, completely cure your drunkenness and are instantaneously no longer poisoned, essentially. Yeah. You're instantaneously sober. With 2 drunk people, one who's getting bundled up in a blanket, and one who is, like, kind of cluelessly not noticing the heat of their breath, being slightly visible in the room suddenly, playing the flute.
Yeah, okay, so why the fuck is this happening? What is going on? Is that an investigation check?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Cool, that's a -1.
Nice.
Would I even
2!
attempt?
Nope. I know nothing.
You spend the better part of an hour checking all the gaps in the room, opening the window. It's a little warmer outside than inside, so you get some of the air to circulate. You can't find a point source anywhere in the room or any reason that would be happening. The room just dropped in temperature for a bit. As the air circulates out, it gets back to a normal temperature.
This feels like magic bullshit. I don't
That it do.
like it.
Eva, what are you doing?
I wanted to go. I remember in the first session we had, there was someone that I should have taken notes. Someone that I talked to, and there was like, I think I had, it was like 100 gold per something, like a map or something, or like
Oh, it was
for
job details.
jobs.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the Shinies
Right.
place. Yeah.
And I just
Yeah, you
want
had a
to
mark.
like,
You had the info on a mark that you could potentially steal from. And it sounds
okay.
like you guys are gonna be in town for a few days, waiting on Ashy's enchantment, and not having a bead on anything in particular. So you guys kind of have a few days for downtime activity. And
Yeah.
I would say if Aoife would like to pursue that do crime, then we will have you roll to do crime.
Roll to do crime.
There is no roll for be gay, but there is a roll for do crime.
Oh.
Isn't charisma be gay?
No, I've
Yes.
known some folks who are in the community and awful.
Imagine crime was that easy in real life. Like a bank robber just walks in, walks over to the teller, rolls a nat 20, and teller's like,
What's
"Nah,
my
God
crime
damn."
roll?
What do I roll for crime?
Yeah, what's one roll for crime?
Do I have advantage?
Can I have advantage for crime?
A jaunty winning smile.
Da-da-da.
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Crime. Okay, so
Ch-ch-chia.
all right. So how hard of a crime do you think you would have tried for?
If I'm going this alone, what are like
There's
is
like there's
give me a
like
scale.
the equivalent of like robbing a struggling merchant, robbing a prosperous merchant, which I think is the direction it was. Robbing a noble, or robbing one of the richest people in town.
I would have been between the merchant and the lesser noble, probably.
Gotcha.
Um,
Cuckoo. So, to start with, it's going to be 3 checks. So,
Okay.
you're going to need to first make a stealth check.
Okay. Stealth, don't fail me now. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. And that would definitely be a success.
Okay,
And
cool.
then on the next would be a thieves' tools. A thieves' tools check, and your choice. Well, first off, a thieves' tools check, and then there's
Okay.
another one after that.
Okay. Check. Okay, then it's plus. It's 2. Dirt. 21.
21. Nice. And finally, your choice between an investigation check, a perception check, or a persuasion check. Or excuse me, a deception. An investigation, perception, or deception.
I'm gonna go with deception on this one.
Nice.
All right. What a we? Oh, fuck you! But it is a 17.
17. Okay. So that would be a success. Now you spent like 100 gold on the info, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So after completion, I'm gonna say, um, uh, after successfully tailing the target that's identified, you are able to find their place of residence and the time that they are kind of most vulnerable. They are off to one side of their house. They kind of redress and get ready for dinner in a completely separate outfit. They're one of those people. And you find that time to climb up and unlock a back door and sneak in, quickly switching clothes and getting a hood up to be unrecognizable, but looking like one of the servants coming through. And you snatch a little high value item off of them, or out of their personal belongings, and then sneak out, nobody the wiser, as just a servant who must not be feeling well and is heading out, and are uncaptured. You get to fence this item over at the market, and you net yourself 250 gold pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Platinum profit, not bad.
200. Thank you. Crime done.
So
Back
all
to
that's
my drunk
fine.
idiot.
As you do fence the item, as you already found a spot that has kind of a pre-known, no questions asked, we'll buy whatever you want kind of thing. Or no, you would not sell it to the people because you got information from them about who sold it to them, so you probably wouldn't want to do that. It sounds like a bad plan. But you do kind of anonymously get it sold off. And you get a hum, again, from that ruby when you do pass by that magic item shop.
Oh. Do I make another insight check? Or just,
Yeah, give
because
me
I was
another
different?
insight check while you were out and
Okay.
about.
It's cocked. Fuck you.
This was Catherine's Crafts.
15?
You get the sense that you need to go inside.
Of the magic shop.
Yeah.
Inside I go. You can play hot and cold with my amulet.
Right. They see you and greet you again. It's like, something else you needed? We're still working on your friend's enchantment. For her
Oh yeah, I
animations.
just it's an interesting shop. I wanted to look around a little more.
I don't think we have any new stock from last you came. Did you have anything you wanted to sell?
Do everything I want to sell.
I mean, you got that ruby humming in your pocket.
Oh, the ruby is humming in my pocket.
Mhm.
Right. I'll think on it for actually. Just give me a moment.
Had you? You have a kind of a look around. They have little knickknacks and whatnot. They're not that busy, so
Right.
there's kind of an attendant
Right.
always kind of with you.
And the humming is just it's non-stop as I walk.
It's more it get bursts of more intense as you walk away.
From the shopkeeper.
Yeah, and then calms down, but still kind of like almost like it's nudging you in that direction.
All right. Sure. Shopkeep. I came across this item that I think I'm actually want to pawn off.
Oh,
Or if you'd be interested in it, and I'll pull out the ruby.
oh, very nice. Inspects it closely and goes, are you wishing to, typically someone comes in with this for enchanting purposes. Are you a spellcaster? I think one of my shopkeepers mentioned your use of some kind of telekinetic ability last time you were here.
Oh yes, yeah. I cast a spell now and then.
You look like someone who uses weapons, though. Yes.
Yes.
If you like, we could. I'm in need of some ruby powder, which I could in cleaning up the rough edges. I could gather that from this. It would cover the cost of an enchantment, and I could return you a focus, essentially. It'd be a gemstone you could attach to any weapon, and that weapon would then function as your spell casting focus. And you would be able to wield the weapon and use it to cast spells in the same time.
Auto game. What does that do? What does that mean?
I think it's a Ruby of the War Mage, I think is what it's called.
Oh.
And it's a essentially you can attune to it and attach it to a weapon, and then the weapon can be used as your spellcasting focus. So there's usually a hiccup in spellcasting in the spell sword thing where you kind of can't stab and spell at the same time because your hand's occupied.
Right.
But this kind of takes that out of the equation, where
So I can stab and spell.
you'd have your spell focus in your hand, which would also be what you're using to stab.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. I'll do that.
Fair enough. Well, we'll get this set up. It's a simple enchantment, so we'll see you tomorrow. The value of the ruby dust will cover the expenses.
Wonderful. See you tomorrow.
Very well.
I head back to my drunk teammates.
Right. So it would be a couple of days of people getting sober and having some time in the city, do what they like. I think we're gonna close it out though over there, and y'all can text me any other random activities you want to do, and we'll resolve those at the start of next session and go from there with whatever you would like to do in the world.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, we're heading out. Remember, the safe word is holy.
Always has been.
Always has been. And that'll conclude session 5, A Hero's Welcome, which was not received. Alrighty, see y'all next time.